All right. Big ups, chat. Welcome to the situation. Give me just a second with this here. It shouldn't be too loud at this point. If not, I can always adjust it. But how's it going, chat? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Let's see. So initially what I had planned for all of us today was to go over the the rest of the ant saga. You know, those stationary ants. But something else has caught my attention that's going on tomorrow, I believe, actually. I think AKT was yesterday. I have no clue how that went. I was watching proper for about an hour and a half, and then I had to step out. And when I came back, the stream was his stream was done. So I figured that it was just a total bust. So I was like, oh, I'll just watch Agent Proper's VOD later on. And so I never even saw what ended up happening after that. But instead, chat, we will go over this nonsense, this absolute desperate fuckery that you guys are going to have to subject yourselves to tomorrow. It's going to be... We're going to have Aqua Teal on deck, and we're going to have Hate Army watch. We're going to go over this whole down the rabbit hole Wings of Redemption. Now, chat, I thought we were trying to get people to buy in on this whole the DSP down the rabbit hole. What happened? What happened? Here, let's get the chat up on screen, by the way. Let me go ahead and do that. Make it seem like I'm professional. I'm not professional. But, there we go. What happened with that nonsense? I thought that was supposed to be the play. I thought after 5 years and 6 million, we were going to go ahead and that was going to be our play. That was what everybody was waiting for. Everybody was waiting for him to set the record straight and bring his intellectual dominance to his lore with the video with the most viewed video that he has out there. I thought that was going to be the play. But then again, I also saw from the pre-stream podcast that I was unfortunately watching that he still hasn't hit the tips goal. No, not tips goal. I'm sorry. The membership goal for it. And there's only another, 7 or 8 days for that, and that's it? Oh, chat. I was hurt. So now we have to piggyback off Wings. It's bad enough, right, that he had to... It's bad enough that he went to Frederick and asked him if he could use the video. I understand the courtesy of it, but Frederick has always been pretty open about people, you know what I'm saying, going over his videos. It is what it is. It's going to bring a whole lot more traction to him as it is to the person who's reviewing it. No big deal. And as Ravensdolphin was talking about only a couple of days back, big ups to him and all the hoodlums over there, Free Lummox, that reaction videos have been around since pretty much the beginning. It's a staple of YouTube. It always will be. It's a staple of the internet. But even more importantly than that, you went to Frederick and was like, hey, can I review the video? Frederick says, sure, of course. Well, let's go ahead and play Hypothetical Pignosis, our favorite game. What if Frederick had said no? Would DSP been like, oh, well, fuck you, you're using my content, so I'm going to do it anyway? Or would he have just gone back to his stream and bitched and complained about, hey guys, I wanted to do it. I went out my way, out of my comfort zone, to reach out to Frederick to see if I could get this video done, right? For all of you, because you guys have been asking me for this. And Frederick said no. So would he have gaslighted essentially the fucking fan base because they wouldn't have let him see it? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or what? Like, what? How was that going to play out? You know what I'm saying? That's the first, scenario. The next thing is with Wings and his content. Let's say, for example, because I really want you guys to feel the pignosis on this bullshit. Like, DSP swore he was big brain with this shit. He goes to Frederick and says, hey, everybody's really asking me to go over the Wings of Redemption down the rabbit hole. Are you okay with that? Frederick's like, yeah, sure, whatever. DSP then goes the next step, and I consider it an extra step because all of that seemed a bit unnecessary. But whatever. He ends up going the next step, or the extra step, to go to Wings and be like, hey, are you cool with me doing this? With me doing the stream? Or going over your video and whatnot? And Wings is like, hey, whatever, man, get your money, pimp. And DSP says, oh, why is it always money with, like, I don't understand why it's always money with that guy. First problem. What if Wings had said no? What if Wings said, I don't like what they say about me in that video? No. I'm not really comfortable with you doing that. Wings wouldn't have done that, but what if Wings had? Would he have said, okay, Wings, no problem, Jordy, I'll respect your decision? Or would DSP have been, well, hey, I already talked to Frederick before I talked to you, so I'm doing it. Thank you, fuck you, bye. Snort. So which one would it have been? You see how DSP tried to, like, how he's almost trying to pincer these people into position and shit, thinking he's clever. And then on top of that, did he tell Frederick in either one of those situations, hey, I'm going to do that shit for profit? My down the rabbit hole, the DSP or the Darksydephil down the rabbit hole, I'm making that a membership goal. For the Wings membership, for the Wings video, I'm not necessarily, it's not behind a paywall. Well, not completely. Right, chat? Not completely. Because we're going to go ahead and have it on Saturday, and we're going to see how it goes. And if it goes well, we'll do we'll go ahead and do a part 2 the following Saturday. But wait, Phil. If the first stream on Saturday does incredibly well, and everybody's loving it and enjoying it, why can't we just do it Saturday night? It could literally be a pork and wings marathon. You could go ahead and have a feasting with the king and that bitch. It could be great. But no. He wants to go ahead and stretch it out till next Saturday as well. He wants to make it a 2-parter, which is ironic because next Saturday is going to be the last chance to hit the membership goal to get the Darksydephil down the rabbit hole. But then I'm still not done. Then Phil says he wants to chop that bitch up into parts and throw that up there on YouTube. So he needs the stream to do well. He needs attendance to be good. He needs the stream to perform well with contributions, though he did not necessarily say that. He said support. But he needs contributions to be good, and he needs the YouTube videos, because it should be video, but he needs the YouTube videos after the fact to be good. Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? This is someone, meaning Wings of Redemption, that he always has looked down upon and never thought was worth a damn. He never thought he was worth his time, his effort, or anything. Going back to 2015, 2016, when Wings invited him onto the podcast. You guys all know that podcast. It was going to be Wings of Redemption, White Boy 7th Street, Jive Turkey, and Eddie, right? And they just wanted to have a nice little conversation amongst content creators and have someone, as Wings said, a legend in the gaming community. And DSP said, oh, no, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm going to be sick that day. But then he's recording one of the many 30 to 50 videos that need to go up on DSP Gaming or KO Gaming. So now we're so desperate now, right? Because gaming isn't working no more. We've got these articles. Someone sent it to me. I'm not sure if it was James or not, because James usually doesn't send me stuff directly like that. Someone sent me an article that was in Spanish, but they had it translated, where DSP gave up Dark Souls. And I wanted to play that video here, but we'll do it on the next stream. Or we'll do it on a future stream. But he gives up Dark Souls, and there's people clowning him on the particular site that was linked to me. People are clowning him about that bitch. Then I found a tweet that has like 18,000, well, it has like something like 17 or 18,000 likes on that bitch and a bunch of fucking retweets, where he says Kirby, Darkside Kirby is like the new Dark Souls, and it was worth quitting because it was so difficult. What the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? And off Wings? Off Wings. Or when are we going to go ahead and get June the King into the mix? Can we go ahead and go over the low tier God video? Matter of fact, even before Wings. And I'm really surprised by this, but this right here would have required some forethought, right? Big ups, Paul. I see you in the chat. Big ups to everybody. Why aren't we going over the Spoony 1 video? Why can't we do that? Why can't we do that? I want the Spoony video. That's what I want. I want the Spoony down the rabbit hole. Anywho, chat, that leads us up to why we are all here today. So, two videos that'll be on our stream with a whole lot of rampaging on my part, I'm sure. First one will be by Aqua Teal, which was from April 18th, and then the second video will be by Hate Army Watch, which was on the 20th of this month, April. So strap in. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Nonsense, right? I'm not sure what the situation is with tomorrow. I don't even know if I really want to see it. I'll definitely probably go over that Wings video after the fact, but I'm not even sure if I want to see it yet. We'll see. I don't know. Who's actually restreaming that? Just out of curiosity. I hear Aqua Teal's doing it. Proper, are you doing it? Are you gonna subject yourself to that? Just out of curiosity? Proper, you said my poor stream. What happened with the stream? I thought you just cut the stream because oh no. Oh shit, you're actually thinking about doing the stream tomorrow, Proper? Oh. Yikes, that's gonna be rough. I don't know if I want to sit through that. Holy shit. Okay, Proper might do it. Okay, you're not doing tomorrow's stream. Okay, thank God. I was like, that stream's gonna be horrible. Wings is such a slow burn. It's such a slow burn. And there's so much. I wouldn't say there's so much you need to know, to be honest with you, because like, okay, I do agree with the argument that with any reaction video, you should have at least some idea of what you're walking into. But then again, a reaction video, by its definition, essentially, is you reacting to something. Usually something that you're not necessarily familiar with. So I guess it can go both ways with it a little bit. But you are recapping it, though. We'll see. Okay, I will see how things go on my end then. And I might try to reach out. Or I'll pop into the chat or something. We'll see. If you are recapping it, that might not be too bad. Yeah, absolutely. Spoonie is definitely ancient history to a degree, certainly. At the same time, I think DSP is closer. There is a closer degree between him and Spoonie than there is with him and Wings. To a degree, I should say. I mean, they're both lol cows, as all of them are lol cows, actually, to be honest with you. Spoonie's fall is... Goddamn, dude. Goddamn. Spoonie's fall was something to... It's actually kind of hard to laugh at, to be honest with you. Spoonie should be in such a better place than he is right now, for various reasons. But a lot of that was his own particular fault. But I think that the biggest... Okay, let me just go ahead and throw my cards out there. One of the many reasons why I want him to go at Spoonie, or I want him to see him review the Spoonie down the rabbit hole, is I want him to go back and re-clarify how DSP was actually the number 2 person on blip.tv, and he really wasn't. It was Spoonie. It was obviously, you know what I'm saying, it was obviously the nostalgia critic, but then it was Spoonie. Spoonie theoretically was the second man, like the second man in charge, if you will, on blip.tv. It wasn't DSP. On top of that, I want DSP to clarify him supposedly working out a deal to become a part of Blistered Thumbs. I want to know more about that. I want to know a lot more about that. And that's not out there. Not necessarily. So I have my motives. But just general thought, I guess. But in any case, chat. We'll see how tomorrow plays out, I guess. It's gonna be a long video. It shouldn't take long. DSP should be able to knock that out in a day. He should be able to easily knock it out in a day. But time will tell. We will see. Let me go ahead. Headphone alert. A headphone awareness basically coming up right now. All right, and or alert, I should say. All right, let's get to these videos. Let's see here. Do I have something up here for Aqua Teal? I can't remember the last time I've had him up here. I feel like I do. I think I got one for just about everybody. Bam! There we go. I might want to change that color, though, but that'll work for now. And let me go ahead and set the video up, chat. And then we can get started. Oh, no, it's not that one. That's hurtful. I just made a new mask for this. Okay, here we go. That should be it. All right, guys. Okay, so I'm actually somewhat prepared. Welcome to everybody who's made it to the stream, whether it's your first time or you were here last time and whatnot. Big ups to everybody. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get into the situation at hand. We are here with Aqua Teal, DSP's Wings / Down the Rabbit Hole Ramble, Getting annoyed at chat, or sorry, getting annoyed. Chat wants to watch Wings is down the rabbit hole. This is from April 18th of 2022, even though it was published on the 19th of 2022. I'll have the link in the description. Yay. And here we go. No, Spoonie hasn't tuned out. Or not no. He may be far worse, to be honest with you.
What if I have something I could reveal to you guys right now? Something special, something interesting. You'll never expect it. You want to? You want to hear it? You ready? What if I have something I could reveal to you guys right now? Something special, something interesting. You'll never expect it. You want to? You want to hear it? You ready? There's a warrant for my arrest? No, that's not it. You ready? Exclusive. Wow, my nose is
If it's too high or too low, let me know and I'll adjust it for you guys.
These fucking allergies are pissing me off. Oh, I gotta.
Oh shit! It's Aqua Teal's birthday. Big ups to Aqua Teal if it is their birthday, and big ups to Jordy. Belated happy birthday to him.
Tissue again. I seriously do. But then I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do a special reveal. Okay, hold on. Let me get a tissue.
All right, my bad, guys. Captain said it's a little low. I can raise it up a notch, and like I said, if you think it's too high, then let me know, and I'll reframe it again. Like I said, I don't want to blast anybody's ears out. And Aqua Teal has.
What if I have something I could reveal to you guys?
Aqua Teal has actually pretty good volume, so. Here we go.
What if I have something I could reveal to you guys right now? Something special, something interesting. You'll never expect it. You want to? You want to hear it? You ready? There's a warrant for my arrest? No, that's not it. You ready? Exclusive. Wow, my nose is bothering me again. These fucking allergies are pissing me off. Oh, I gotta grab a tissue again. I seriously do. But then I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do a special reveal. Okay, hold on. Let me get a tissue. Fuck, it's annoying. Hate allergies. Oh. Oh, okay. There. All right. Let's just say, I recently had a conversation, okay? And that the last line of the conversation that someone said to me was the following, all right? You ready? Now let's see if you can figure out who I was conversing with by this line. It was the last line of the conversation. Ready? You ready for this, okay? So the last line of the conversation was this, word for word. Go for it. Make that money. By the way, thank you, Chipe, for $1.69 tip. He says, come on. Thank you, Chipe. So who do you guys think that was in that conversation who said that? Some people are saying LTG. LTG? Does LTG say that? I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that LTG says that. It was LTG? Oh, it was LTG. Okay. Interesting.
Now, let me cut in real fast. One, that's not true either. DSP has actually been known to comment under Low Tier God's many Twitter accounts when he says something that is FGC related or something that he can kind of tie his very, very, very leaky tugboat to. So let's be honest. He watches or he keeps up with Low Tier God a little bit more than he's willing to admit. Same thing with Justin Wong. Same thing with Maximilian, at least on Twitter for sure. As well as a lot of people.
It was LTG all along. No, it wasn't LTG. It wasn't. I thought you guys would know. No, actually, so what have we been talking about recently? What have you guys brought up on my streams recently, right? You guys said to me that you would be interested if I did watch that Down the Rabbit Hole video for Wings of Redemption. You said to me, Phil, this would be something we'd like to see your live commentary on and react to it because we talk about Wings in your chat all the time. And this would be a way for you to get, kind of exposure to the history of Wings of Redemption and understand the memes and everything, right? Because I don't even get them. 9 times out of 10, you guys come in this chat and you repeat the memes and everything. All right?
The same memes that he has repeated ad nauseum more often than not, especially when Wings is going through bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You go back to 2020, especially, like 2020, Wings was kind of going through it. And DSP and the rest of the chat was having a good laugh at Wings' expense. But, the memes are dangerous, though. You know what I'm saying? The Wings are harmful. Look at Etika. Look at all the ads that DSP put in that video. He really wanted to support the cause. I'm just saying. The memes are hurtful.
And I don't even understand what you're saying. I don't get it. All right? I just don't understand it. So I went to the source. I went to the man himself. And I asked him if it would be all right if I did that because I don't want to do something that he would feel would be harmful to him. You know what I'm saying? And he said, go for it, make that money. I don't know what that means because all I wanted to do was do like reaction to his Down the Rabbit Hole video.
And you weren't going to do it for free, right? You got a business to run. This wasn't charity. Here, let's bring that back because he legitimately tries to make himself seem hurt that Wings would imply that he was doing it for financial means.
For it, make that money. I don't know what that means because all I wanted to do was do like reaction to his Down the Rabbit Hole video. I wasn't going into a money-making venture over this. This was just something interesting to do, something different. But he actually gave me the permission to do it. He says, yes, I can do it. So
okay, so wait a second. You just heard him there. You just heard him right there. Hey, I never came into this for any type of money-making scheme. I wanted to just learn more about you. Now, granted, I thought DSP said he had no ways of reaching out to Jordy. If Jordy wanted to do anything with him or wanted to conversate with him, he would have to approach DSP first. But all of a sudden, DSP is going out of his way to speak to him. Semantics. Next thing is, if you really want to know more about this person, why don't you just talk to him? Why don't you just talk to him? Why don't you just conversate with him? Don't lie and say, there's no monetization in this whatsoever. Knowing damn well that you're going to stream it. You're going to want to put ads on the video after the fact. You're going to demand donations, tips, goals, and all that bullshit during it. But, this was never about making money. Ever. I want someone to bring this up to DSP tomorrow on a sock account or not. Being like, hey, didn't you tell Wings that this isn't a money-making venture? You're just doing it because you want to have a better understanding of one of your peers? A fellow lolcow, if you will. Speaking of which, I hear that the Ralpha Male and a couple other individuals are now pushing this movement called the lolcow uprising. It's time for the lolcows to take their udders back and to take back their milk. And if you do anything at all with lolcow milk, you will have to suffer the consequences. That's just what I heard. So if you guys want to pass it along, let Rich know, because maybe Rich wants to join. You know what I'm saying? Someone let Spoonie know. Spoonie could use some friends. Just spread the word around that the lolcows are coming back. Okay? The harvest isn't over yet, but the lolcows now, hey, if you want that milk, you're going to have to pay the price. Just put it out there.
Confirm with Frederick Knudsen that he would let me do it. I don't think he's going to have an issue. He's going to let me do it on my own. Why wouldn't he let me do it on Wings, right? And essentially then I have permission there's nothing to make it to make it not happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing to hold it back. You see? So there you go. I got another super chat from the same guy saying, do it right now. I literally just said I can't do it right now. It's over a 2-hour video. What the fuck are you talking about? Right? If I do it, I have to hype it up and get as many people as watching. Okay, here's the thing. Can I be honest with you? All right? For me, this is not a hype event. This is just something different to do to break up the content. This is not something special or hype to me at all. Like, what's the big deal about doing this? Why would this be a big deal? Seriously. I don't understand why this would be a big deal at all. Why did I hype it up? I didn't hype it up. When did I hype anything? I didn't even say we were doing it. What are you talking about? Oh my god.
Knowing damn well we were going to do it. Why would DSP even bring it up if it wasn't going to happen? This is fucking amazing. This is fucking amazing. The fact, and here's the thing that I find that's kind of funny too. Right? I don't know if this is big brain shit on his part, but it is what it is, I suppose. So we're going to take an 8 million view video, or over 8 million, whatever the number is. And we're going to try to use that as an appetizer to promote our little 6 million view video. Now, if I remember correctly, not that I'm big with statistics, you know, somebody like Piece of Peace would definitely know offhand, big ups to them. Didn't the Wings of Redemption video only come out like 2 years ago or some shit? And DSPs has been lingering for about 5 years? I don't know. That really simulates a lot of, it reflects, I should say, on DSP's career as a whole. Yeah, DSP says he's been around for 14 years. He has this legacy. We've all heard it. But yet, he can't explain how all these people who came up after him in a much shorter amount of time, but certainly with way more work, turned out to be way more successful, whether they're still in the game or not. Whether they're still making content, whether getting over 1 million views on their videos or whatever the case may be, and still, you know, profiting well and doing everything they want, or those people who made a lot of money over a very short period of time and then stepped away from the game because they had other prospects. They didn't need the internet to be their crutch for success for the rest of their goddamn lives. They could go on and do something else. It makes you wonder. Big ups to Random French Lurker. Big ups from France. Or from Paris, in particular.
Understand it. Like, I don't understand why people think that this would be, like, something interesting to me. I just don't, you know, maybe because I'm 40 years old. You know what I mean? I'm 40 years old, and I don't really care about this kind of stuff, you know? So anyway, yeah, basically I got Wings is okay with me watching the video. I guess it would be a matter now of making sure that, like I said, like Frederick Knudsen would be okay with it. And as long as both parties are okay with it, it's something that we could do as an event. I don't know when we would do it or why we would do it. Quite frankly, to me, it's kind of like it would be more of an oddity, like just kind of doing it and seeing what it's all about. You know? I don't know. See, Eternals, is this a membership thing? I don't know. Is it? I don't know. Because you guys came up with this. I didn't even think about that. I thought you guys would be gung-ho. Like, dead on wanting to see me do the Down the Rabbit Hole video again about me. You know? That's a video that, when it came out, that guy blew up in popularity when he made it. 6 million views on the video. That's insane. That's tremendous popularity on a video like that. You know?
Now chat, we're exactly where I wanted us to be. I wanted you guys to see why he reached out to Frederick. I wanted you guys to see why he's really doing the video. Did you guys not hear that? Don't worry, I'll bring it back for you. But this salty, porky little pig is very, very upset that no one wants to watch him go over his Down the Rabbit Hole. Then he has to go ahead and bring it back around to, it's Frederick's most popular video, even though it's not. It was one of his most popular videos. And he built that channel, apparently, on Phil's back. He got incredibly popular, You know what I'm saying? It was ginormous off of DSP's back. I wanted you guys to catch this. Okay? I wanted you guys to catch this.
Popularity when he made it. 6 million views on the video. That's insane. I don't know. See, Eternals, is this a membership thing? I don't know. Is it? I don't know. Because you guys came up with this. I didn't even think about that. I thought you guys would be gung-ho. Like, dead on wanting to see me do the Down the Rabbit Hole video again about me. You know? That's a video that when it came out, that guy blew up in popularity when he made it. 6 million views on the video. That's insane. That's tremendous popularity on a video like that. You know? And it wasn't even a dramatic video. That's the other thing. When you watch that video...
Ooh, really take in the cope, chat. And for the viewers that are watching it after the fact, take in all that cope. That is we are upset. We are very, very upset. Frederick owed us. That's what that was. That's exactly what DSP feels like. He owed me that. He owed me this. He got 6 million views off my back. And he didn't think I was going to come to collect. The dark snort always comes to collect its due. Whether it's a little or a lot, he always comes to collect his due. Now, it's not like Frederick didn't go ahead and do the research, didn't do the time, didn't cut it in multiple ways because he didn't want it to come across certain ways or a certain way or anything like that. No. That hard work don't mean shit. It's because it was Darksydephil. And that was Frederick's springboard, apparently, to popularity and stardom. It's time for him to pay the piper. Even if it's 5 years later, it's time to pay the piper. Exactly. Frederick would be nothing without apparently. That's crazy. That is crazy. Congratulations, Phil, in undermining everything Frederick ever did up till that point. Because I really want you to take that into account. Thank you for discounting everything Frederick did up until that point because he needed you so bad. All right, one more time and then we'll continue with it.
Like, just kind of doing it and seeing what it's all about. You know? I don't know. See, Eternals, is this a membership thing? I don't know. Is it? I don't know. Because you guys came up with this. I didn't even think about that. I thought you guys would be gung-ho. Like, dead on wanting to see me do the Down the Rabbit Hole video again about me. You know? That's a video that when it came out, that guy blew up in popularity when he made it. 6 million views on the video. That's insane. That's tremendous popularity on a video like that. You know? And it wasn't even a dramatic video. That's the other thing. When you watch that video, it's really not dramatic. It's not like these assholes who are coming out and spinning things in a really toxic way or lying. I think that's kind of why I'm surprised it did as well as it did. 6 million views on basically a video that's just kind of like facts. With a few, like I said, if I were to watch that video, I could definitely correct a few things, and I could definitely add a lot. The whole Street Fighter segment, oh man, can I elaborate on that in a way better way, because he's doing it from an outsider's perspective and not understanding what was actually going on. And in fact, some of the clips there are completely out of context and not correct, and I could fix that. You know? And I feel like this would be a great opportunity to go down memory lane for me and re-experience both my highs and lows as a content creator and share that kind of with you and say, hey, this is cool because now we can together, right, see how much different I am today. You know what I'm saying?
Well said, Silent Weapon. I thought he never watched the video. Actually, a few of you have said that. But of course he watched the video. He's watched the majority of videos that are on him. Not all of them, but he's watched the majority of them. For sure. Now, this is just a kind of a prediction on my part. We'll see when we get into the hate watch video and see what's what. Because I haven't had a chance to watch them all the way through. The clarification about the fighting game community thing. In particular, you know what I'm saying? Where am I playing? You still haven't told me. I want DSP to sit there and say, I wasn't part of the FGC at that time. I want him to say, I was not part of the FGC at that time. So I can sit there, or anybody else really who knows, Like Agent Proper knows exactly where I'm going with this. I want him to sit there and say that so someone like my dumbass can come in and say, oh, so you weren't part of the FGC, but you're showing up to these tournaments and stealing these people's footage. Because DSP was way more interested in getting the footage of other players and those players who were playing in big matches than playing his own. So if you weren't part of the FGC, then you were stealing from the FGC. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's all I want. I just need that smoking snort. That's it. Everything else is a bonus, but I want that. We'll see.
But I don't know, like, yeah, I just don't understand why people now are like, well, forget it. We don't care about the one about you. Do the one about Wings. That's weird. You would rather have me comment on someone else than on myself. Why? I don't have any innate knowledge on Wings. I can't really... The only thing I could do while watching the Wings video, okay, is give you my honest take on what's going on in it and my feelings about it. I have to... When I watch that video, I'll have to judge it as fact because I don't know the truth of the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't actually know what's truthful and what's not. So not knowing the truth of the situation, I can't say, oh, this is what happened or that's what happened. I have to just believe what the video says. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of crappy in my opinion. But if Wings says it's okay, I guess it's okay. He's saying it's fine. I guess he feels that it's enough of an accurate enough video to do it. So I guess that's okay. He's not telling me, oh, by the way, there's segments of it that are completely false and slanderous. And, you know, he's saying just go for it, I guess. Okay?
So he's doubtful of the approval. Like, he's second guessing the approval. And then, if Wings is like, whether Wings said, let's reword this, whether Wings believes the video is factual or not, who gives a shit? He already told you, hey, I already know you're using me to make money. Just go ahead and do the fucking video. I don't care. Wings may never even see it. What I would like to see, though, is if DSP decides to do this, I want a tit for tat. Okay? I want my what kind of flavored wings would Jordy be? I mean, we could go with Carolina's Finest. If you guys have ever had Carolina wings, you might know what I'm talking about. So let's go with Carolina's Finest with just slightly... Nah, let's not make DSP overcooked this time around. Because all of us know how to actually cook a pre-cooked ham. So I want my wings, I want my bacon-wrapped wings. Okay? So that means if DSP decides to do this wing video tomorrow, which he's going to, I want Jordy to get off his fucking ass and actually spend about an hour and go over the DSP video on his stream. I want that. And he might do it too. But I want that. I want that. That is fair. And here's the funny part. Or the interesting part even. I think DSP might actually be considering that. I think he might actually be worried about that. Maybe that's one of the reasons why he reached out to Jordy. Hey, Jordy, I'm thinking about doing this video. Excuse me. I'm thinking about doing this video on you. I just want to... He was kind of putting the feelers out just to see what was what. And he might also be trying to feel for, well, hey, Jordy, would you be considering doing, going over my Down the Rabbit Hole on your stream at any given time? You never know. You never know. Because I know there's a lot of, there's some talk going around on, is there some type of collusion here or whatnot? Who could say? It's funny, but who could say? But I would like to see Jordy do that. I would. Cheesy wings? Okay, maybe. Bitching wings? Maybe. I like that too. Because he doesn't have a whole lot of spice to him anymore. He doesn't really get mad like that anymore. So Jordy, buttered... Okay, JJ just said buttered chicken. I like that. That might actually have to work. Cajun? See... Cajun? I have to think about that. Because it is an acquired taste, right? And wings isn't for everybody. He really isn't. He's not for everybody. He's kind of plain now. That's fair, too. I'll think about it. I'll think about the Legion of Cows. That's godly.
No, I haven't watched the video. I have not watched the video. That's what I'm telling you guys. I didn't watch it.
Just like he didn't watch that Boogie video that he got caught red-handed with, right? Right? Right.
I don't know why people think that I've watched it. I didn't watch the video yet. I know how long it is 'cause I've seen it. I pressed play. Oh, here it is. It's the because I watched my own. And I said, oh, there's ones on Wings. And I pressed it. I said, oh, I see. There's a whole video on him. But Jesus, it's 2 hours long. I didn't watch the video. Yes, the video on me is 5 years old, but the video on me is the most viewed video about me ever on the internet. There's not a single video on the internet about Darksydephil that has more views than that video. That is the most famous and pertinent video ever made about me. All the other shit that came after is bullshit. Alright? I tell you right now, I've watched the Down the Rabbit Hole video. Most of it is true. A few things I feel are half-truths because I can add to them and clarify them. Alright?
Wait, so is it a lie or is it a half-truth? Not, wow, Jesus Christ, your grill is jacked the fuck up. Okay, anyway, let me not be rude about that. Just, you know, normal people usually go to a dentist twice a year, if that's afforded to them, for a reason. Oh, shit, Jesus Christ, Phil. Jesus Christ.
Video, that's when the era when everything changed. Up until that point, okay, a lot of the things that happened were truthful, right? You can't deny something that's been recorded and is on camera. Right? Let's be honest. Take a look at that video. What did Phil do? He made bad gameplay. He said some racist things. He was a toxic guy in the Street Fighter community. This and that. And it's all documented. Right? It's literally all documented right
Piggy T-pose. But you say that your detractors, trolls, haters, and critics lie on you all the time. And the majority of their content is your content, essentially. Whether it's the soundbite or it's the visual and the soundbite. You know what I'm saying? Or the visual and the audio, if you will. Like, so, how is it that it's a lie when everybody else does it? But when Frederick does it, it's all good. You know what this kind of reminds me of? This kind of reminds me of the shit that, like, Ralph and Nick are doing right now, where they're like, oh, we never really liked Medicare. You know, we were only cool with Medicare because, you know, everybody else was cool with Medicare and everybody thought he was funny. But we didn't really like that guy that much. We didn't really think he was that funny. You know, we weren't really fucking with him like that. It's like this. This is DSP, yet again, jumping from YouTube's cock to Machinima's cock, to Blip.tv's cock, and you know what I'm saying? Just like Rich, he's got somebody's cock in his mouth at any given time. It's like this. It's exactly like this. He's just jumping over to whoever he can try to eat with. You know what I'm saying? Monkey barring like a bitch. No, not Nick Rekieta. My bad. Is it Nick Fuentes? I always get his last name messed up. He's he's the host of American First. It's a thing. But no, not Nick Rekieta. Nick Rekieta's sitting back laughing at all this. Speaking of which, the debate between Nick the Knife is what they used to call him back during the Internet Bloodsport days. But Nick and Medicare are supposed to have a debate actually this evening, so that should be good. I don't think it's on YouTube though, but it might be good. But it's kind of like that. It's just constantly monkey barring. Yeah, that Nick guy. That's him. That's him. Yeah, that one. He just constantly keeps jumping from person to person with this shit. But yet he spent 5 years avoiding that video. Saying that, oh, I don't want to watch it. Oh, no, I'm never going to watch it. I don't need to watch that shit. It's not believable. It's not true. You know what I'm saying? The haters keep corralling around it and shit, thinking that it hurts me, and it don't hurt me. But now it has 6 million. You think you can profit off of it? Odyssey. Thank you. It might be on Odyssey, I think. It may very well be. It may very well be. And people are telling Flamingo to stay out of this one. To stay out of it. Because all Ralph is going to do is use him against himself. So, you know, I would hope that Flamingo would just fall back, at least for one day, and not let this shit go too far. Just let it happen. Yeah, it's getting really, really sad. It's getting very, very sad. And that's why going into this new podcast reactionary era, or whatever saga we're going to go into, it's going to be amazing to watch this man either fall flat or go back on all of the tomes or his code that he's been spouting out for fucking years on end. So, it's a thing. It is a thing. Let's see. What are my hobbies? I got quite a few, actually. In particular, I like painting 40K figurines. That's one thing. And I've been actually taking a mixology class, actually, for the last, couple weeks and whatnot. might as well. You know what I'm saying? Got to expand the Snortbucks brand. But amongst other things, I enjoy tennis, believe it or not, and whatnot. So, amongst others, you know what I'm saying? I'm willing to try just about anything. Just about.
In a video that I put out, right? Now look at all the shit that came after, right? It has nothing to do with my any video that I've put out, right? When you watch my videos, do you hear talking about my personal bankruptcy? Right? Is that a...
Hear me. Help! 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 Oh no, I didn't actually mute myself. I lost you guys for a minute there. Sorry about that. Oh shit. Alright, cool. Yeah, sorry, I lost you guys for a second there and whatnot. Hopefully you guys are alright. Holy shit. Here, I'll bring the video back, probably just a couple seconds and whatnot, and go from there. Oh boy.
Video that I've put out, right? When you watch my videos, do you hear talking about my personal bankruptcy? Right? Is that a major topic?
Yeah, it was buggy internet mechanics apparently and whatnot. It could be also the stationary ants. It could be a lot of things, dude. So, like I said, my fault. My apologies. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna talk to Susan and I'll get all that worked out. I hope.
Personal information about myself. Is it a fucking stupid, slanderous things about fucking escorts? Do I sit here and talk for hours on end about mobile gaming conspiracies? No! It's bullshit. The difference between the original video there by Frederick Knudsen and all the shit after is that his is based on factual shit that happened, corroborated stuff. You can prove it's there because I uploaded it myself. All the other shit is bullshit fucking speculation. It's all half-truths or quarter-truths or based on this tiny little itty-bitty piece of something that's true, completely blow it up and extrapolate it to a point where it's not true at all. It's blatant fucking slander is what it is. It's defamation at its worst. Why on earth would I want to go through every piece of defamatory shit ever said about me? Why? It's ludicrous nonsense. It's a bunch of conspiracy horse shit. Why would I waste my time on that? It's not even factually corroborated.
But here's the funny shit. That was a great screenshot. If all by his own logic, right? By his own logic, if all of those Tevin streams, right? If all of those LSB streams, if the what's my man's name? If the slow beef videos, right? If even the top 10 worst moments, if every one of those videos had 1 million views or more, he'd be willing to address it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and do some hypothetical pignosis. If you didn't take down the very first This Is How You Don't Play, and that had, let's say if it didn't go down, the original didn't go down, let's say it had 4 million views, would you have watched it? Would you have told people what you were thinking about and what was going through your head at the time, and would you admit to your ineptitudes? Or would you go ahead and write it all off as bullshit? Just something to think about, chat, because that right there is a very fair point to make. If we're going to go ahead and be based off numbers of other people's success on his videos, right, or on his mirroring his content, is that a thing? Is that the case? Because he's literally trying to go with the numbers game. Well, you got entire channels out here that have millions upon millions of views on their channel. Maybe not on a single video, but millions and millions of views on their channels. You've got guys that are putting out content in a continuous series that is hitting, 10, 20, 30,000 views per video. Are you willing to address those things? There's the someone brought up on I think on the last stream, the Darksydephil Iceberg. I haven't watched it yet. I want to though. But that video is picking up traction every time I see it. Are you willing to address that video sooner than later? Are we going to wait 5 years to do that? Just throwing it out there. Because I'd like to see him go over the top 10 worst moments. And there's nothing audited about that shit, or there's nothing taken out of fucking context. What the fuck? So, something to think about. Let's see. Oh, what up, Super Crazy? I've been live for just short of an hour, give or take. Just short of an hour.
If all the things that people have said about me were true, I'd be in jail right now. You know what I mean? What are you talking about? It's all fake. But people want to believe the most ludicrous bullshit just because somehow it was based on a tiny snippet of fact, right? It's nonsense. And it's just so simple that why would I want to waste my time with that? There's a video out there with over 6 million views that's mostly truthful, that highlights some of my biggest shortcomings of my career. And it allows me to show how I've grown, how I've changed for the better. That shit doesn't happen anymore, for the most part. There's moments of weakness, but we can go down memory lane and see all the crap I used to do and say, maybe that's why people don't like him. It's a shame that they don't realize he's changed since then, right? And like I said, I really feel there's a lot of insight that I can add to all of that. But most of the shit in the last few years that involves me has nothing to do with me. I'm serious. It's all bullshit. It's all people made it up. People on the periphery of my streams trying to get involved with drama and shit. Now, I'm not involved in it. Like someone just brought up, what about OIC? What about him? How the fuck do I know anything about what that was? I had nothing to do with it.
Pope Pisspot, you make an absolutely excellent point. That's the problem. He keeps pushing the goal. He says that detractors, trolls, haters, and critics are always pushing the goalpost back. He's pushed the line back too. He'll push the line back as far as he can push it, and that's all he's really doing. Like I said, this idiot ducked that video for 5 years. 5 years ago, he could have addressed this bullshit. Now he wants to do it. Why? Because the gaming shit isn't hitting, right? Support's kind of drying up a little bit. He hasn't figured out what the next scam's going to be, or what I really should say is no one has presented him with what the next scam's going to be. He's an absolute fucking joke on Twitter. Twitter's literally caving in on him. It's hilarious how bad Twitter's starting to cave in on his ass. He's got nowhere else to go, and he doesn't have any prospects. He has nothing else, which is why it's ironic that we're going down. We've come to the lowest, in his words, the lowest common denominator in that of being reactionary content that he has done before himself, and now has no choice but to circle around to it, which is going to be ironic because if you want to play off the argument that, oh, well, you need to have a little bit of background on the people or on the situations you're getting ready to react to, you see how DSP is lazy about just the games that he supposedly is getting ready to play. He doesn't even do any real research on that. You expect him to actually do some research on a subject, on a person, whether a content creator or not? Do you really think he's going to sit down and really look at a bill or something political and actually try to get himself a better understanding? I wouldn't say even a grasp, but a better understanding of that, and then try to present that to another person? He hasn't done anything like that since Sopa and Pippa. And he tried to ride that for as long as he could until eventually it just fizzled out for him. If I remember correctly, and don't hold me to any of that, his most successful video on Sopa and Pippa was probably 800,000, maybe closer to 900,000 views after all these years, and that's it. And he must have followed it up with at least another 3 to 4 more, just hoping to grasp or to eat off that. And then eventually it fizzled out. And even then, he didn't have the whole picture, but he had enough that he could get people to cling to it. And then, years and years later, when people came to him and saying, hey, we want to write a book about this, would you be interested in coming in on that? He said no. Well, why would you want to step away from something like that if you were so passionate about it? No, he was passionate about it because if it had gone through, he may not have been able to do this internet shit for profit. He may have had to go back out there and get a real job. Which, if you remember the lore, supposedly in Connecticut, in his sector, there were no jobs. So, make of that what you will. But it's just him just constantly pushing the goalpost back.
I'm here. Here's what I do. I come to my stream. I turn it on. I talk with you guys in stream chat. I play games. I try to keep nonsense out of the chat. And that's it. I don't have anything else to do with it. Nothing. I don't watch 14, 15 corroborating hours of drama content every day. I don't have time to waste. I'm a 40-year-old running a business and has a personal life. I'm not a loser who sits on the internet and is looking for drama and conspiracy all day long. I want nothing to do with that periphery bullshit. I'm not even involved in the periphery bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So why in the holy shit would I ever get involved in that? It's all nonsense. There's a difference between, you know what they say, you pick and choose your battles? If I pick to do a commentary on Down the Rabbit Hole, it's because I've watched the video and I realized that guy did a good job. He did as much research as he possibly could. He exposed things that are true. He summarized them all in a short video, and it got 6 million views. And most people now look at that video and say, man, that Darksydephil guy had a lot of issues over the years. Hopefully he changed for the better. Right? Right. All the other shit after that is all like nothing to do with my content. Seriously, just think about the difference. Why don't we like Phil? Well, because he said racist things in the past, because he hated on game devs constantly in the past, because he was a toxic person in the Street Fighter community, and the Street Fighter community kind of turned on him at one point because of this. All these corroborating things that are from my content, mistakes I made in my own content. Everything since then has been things that have nothing to do with me or my streams. Just things that people are trying to, oh, well, Phil
wait, first off, I'm sorry. It wasn't like you were a pillar in the FGC anyway. I'm sorry. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. It wasn't true. You weren't a pillar in the fucking community. It's a shame that people even believe that's a thing. You were a loudmouth who put yourself in debt multiple times to try to be something that you weren't. You put yourself in debt trying to chase multiple Evo championship wins. I'm not talking about these qualifiers that he wants people to stroke him over. I mean Evo championships. Every year that he went to Evo finals, he failed. And then he went ahead and put himself in debt yet again. And he put himself in debt again trying to run ECC. Which, honestly, ECC probably didn't need to be run that year anyway. Maybe it needed to take a year off. It wasn't that big of a deal, and I don't think anything was really lost if the tournament didn't happen. There were so many other tournaments going on around that time that I just don't think it was that big of a deal. But whatever. He threw a bunch of money behind that and wanted to get brownie points and shit. Then he ended up getting into a beef with one of those guys from either Guilty Gear or from the Tekken community, and that turned into a whole type of clusterfuck. You can find that on Alphaism Radio, where they go over that. And then he got his dumbass fired because he bought multiple consoles, and either he wasn't honest about what he was doing with it, or he came across, or this idiot did it because he tried to get a discount, and the discount was next to nothing. So he lost his job over a fucking discount, essentially. But that's not, I don't even think that's the full story. But certainly, he ended up winning the lawsuit, or he won the workers' comp, or whatever it was that they ended up compensating him with later. Whatever. But he did all that dumb shit for the FGC and has not a damn thing to show for it. They didn't turn on him. He was a loudmouth on the fucking forums, and he thought he was more than what he was. And he wasn't. When you run around threatening to fight people, threatening to hurt people, when you're saying that you want people to sign waivers, so if you guys actually have an actual fight, and if they get killed, he doesn't have to worry about shouldering responsibility. Does that sound like a community turning on you? Or does that sound like you being an ass clown and you need to get purged? Which one was it? That's what it comes down to. No one turned their back on DSP. He did a good job of doing that himself. He's just mad because they want to forget him. And they should. You don't give attention to trash.
Streams in his content, so now we have to completely change the subject to something that has absolutely nothing to do with his streams or his content, and by the way, isn't even facts. It's just speculation bullshit, right? So there you go. Here you go, all F4. What about evidence that says otherwise? There's no evidence. There's literally no evidence of anything. There can't be, because it's not true. I don't care what these idiots say. A million fake documents, a million fake pieces of data, a million fake posts, a million fake conversations. It's fake. I'm not involved with any of it. I swear to God, you people think that I cloned myself and have another person out there running around being a complete asshole at all times. I don't know, you think I would have time to do the shit these idiots say about me. You're out of your minds.
There you go. You heard it from his sippy cup himself. Those bank leaks, fake. Him sitting there flying a woman back and forth from across the country or whatever, or halfway across the country, really. All that, fake. All that bullshit about him lying on the bankruptcy, fake. All that shit's fake. All that shit's a lie. And because he wants to go back 5 years instead of going back 2 years, it doesn't exist at all. Even though, ironically enough, his bankruptcy filing matches up to the T, just about, to what was being discussed on Kiwi Farms, to the T. But it was all fake, though. None of that ever happened at all. There isn't an entire, not even I would say it's a community, but it is a community. But you know what I'm saying? Like, let's go ahead with Snort of Thrones. You have an entire fucking kingdom, you know what I'm saying, built around this ass clown. You got the people who either do it for profit. You got the people who do it for fun. You got the people who do it for general research. You got people who do it for exposure. Whatever the person's reasons are, or person's reason are, don't even matter. The point is you got a whole fucking group of people who do this and have a great time with it, right? And then you have an even larger group who watch it, who consume it, who spread it around, right? If the detractor community was literally like a virus, not even a virus, it'd be literally like a pandemic, actually. It'd be like a world-ending pandemic. And if you look at DSP's life, you could say that's a fair assumption. He has his own personal pandemic, right? And he can never stop it. He can never beat it. Even if he tried to dispel it, or try to debunk it, if you will, he won't, because the truth hurts him too much. He can't. Every time he tries to get closer and closer to the truth, to try to either validate himself or to try to make it go away by finally admitting it, he has to pull back because he's too scared. He's too scared to be seen as vulnerable, even though he's vulnerable every day. This motherfucker has the nerve to sit here and tell you people that you guys have no right to talk about anything that happens in his personal life. It's not part of his streams. It's not part of the video games. It's none of your business. Yet, this idiot right here sits there and tells you guys daily that if you guys don't give him money, how's he going to pay his bills? If you guys don't get him money, how's he going to get the supplies for Jasper? If you guys don't reward him with money on Monday, how's he going to be able to splurge and whatnot and pay for meals, pay for food? Just not even DoorDash or whatever. How's he going to pay for food on Tuesday, on his day off? If this is supposed to be a video game stream, then how did all that information even come up? I want to understand, like, let's talk about this for a minute. Did Ann Leet go to him and say, hey, you need to talk to us about you possibly losing your house? Did Silent Weapon be like, hey, you got to tell us on why, you got to tell us about Panda leaving your ass, and you went ahead and drank yourself into a stupor for weeks on end until you could get someone else to replace her? Who should be blamed for the fucking bankruptcy? Super Crazy? How about you? You want that? You can have that. Super Crazy gets the bankruptcy. You know what I'm saying? What do you want to give Piece of Peace? What do you want to give Snorpernell? What do you want to give Mr. Huff Stuff? What do you want to give TJ Gamebox? You know what I'm saying? Who do we give who to? If someone else has to take the blame, then who are we going to pass this all on to? Someone's got to eat it. Who's going to take it? You know what I'm saying? Who's the one who brought up the shit about his aunt having gout and being a lesbian? That wasn't us. He decided to go ahead and divulge that shit. Who's the one who divulged the information on Melissa being a fucking addict? We didn't divulge that shit. I'll take the blame on that if you want, though. I'll take that one. Who else wants to take? Who else wants some more? I can literally go down the laundry list of all the supposed fuckery that this guy has going on in his life, but supposedly it's none of our business. Yet you could go out there and find the audio of him talking about it, or him speaking on it, I should say. Yeah, TJ Gamebox definitely deserves WWE champions. Him and what's the other guy's name? Oh my god, I want to say it was like D. Oh my god, I can't think of his name now. He's on Kiwi Farms, and I feel really bad that I can't think of his name at the moment. But it was like 9494, and then he had like 2 letters in front of that. I can't think of his name at the moment though. I feel really, really bad about that. But who wants that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who? There you go, BT9494. Thank you. Like, who wants to take the blame for that? Like, this is absolute bullshit. This information wouldn't be out there if he didn't say it. And he had to say it because it was the only way he could drum up support. If people really like what you do, right? and if they really, are invested in you and your content, you don't have to beg for donations or subs or whatever. People will contribute. If the avenues are out there to contribute, they will. But he begs. He doesn't make a living playing games. He hasn't done that since at least 2017. Some people would go as far as 2016. He doesn't make a living doing any of that. He hates games. He has for a number of years, but it's becoming more and more apparent now. If he loves this shit so much, why is he trying to branch out to do other shit? Especially when 5 years ago he was in a better position to do it. Why wait till now? What is it about gaming that has dried up so goddamn much that now you have no choice but to move on to something else? Someone ask him that. If Tevin and what are those other two fellows' names? If Tevin, Bill Purnell, and They Call Me Tex, if these three individuals were not threats to him, then how did each and every one of them get taken down off Twitch within merely days of each other? If none of them were a threat, if they're all just assholes on the internet talking shit, how does that happen? If if this is how you don't play doesn't mean anything to DSP, and it never really did, then why did he accuse Evil AJ of possibly wanting to come to his house and murder him over it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like take shit like that into account. And here's the funny part. It's not funny. It's really just sad, actually. But here's the funny part. This is all real life shit for him. Like, when you guys step away from this, I think we can all agree with that. You're done. You step away from the internet and you go on and you deal with what's going on in your life, or you do real life shit. He has to live this every day. He has nothing else. Even on his days off, I'm spending so much time with my wife. Fuck all that. He's on Twitter. Or he's on Kiwi Farms. He might as well just go ahead and make an account on Kiwi Farms and at least try to defend himself, but he won't because he's a bitch. He's trying to go ahead and funnel more and more people to his forums, which everybody knows the fucking lore behind that, so fuck off with that. What else does he have? David Davison, big ups to him, by the way, too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what else does he have? He has nothing else. It's all this internet shit. He has no other prospects. He has no skills. He has nothing. He has nothing. And even the people who he's bleeding, right? The ones who don't care about the drama or the nonsense or even the truth, who will support him until their dying days, if you will. How much longer is that going to work out? Are you saving any money to be able to put money to the side to be giving Phil all this money, I should say? Brightside Viking didn't. He said, I can almost quote it to you. Brightside Viking said once, he makes more than enough money at his first job, or his original job. He was making more than enough money to where he could go ahead and send money to Phil and it wasn't any big deal. But then, when he lost that job, right, he was kind of scrambling a little bit. And he wasn't there to give Phil those big donations or help him out on Twitch or any of that bullshit. So how well off were you, right, if you couldn't keep up the same habit? Now, granted, the adult way of looking at it is, okay, he started to prioritize. Well, here's the thing. When things were plentiful, why wasn't he prioritizing then? No one ever plans to fail. People just fail to plan. That's what that came down to. And that's the same thing that's going to happen to the rest of these guys out here. Only Iced Coffee and whoever else. Same shit. If DSP, God forbid, if DSP has a heart attack tomorrow, what the fuck are they going to do? Everybody's so quick DSP is so quick to say, oh, what are the detractors going to do if I leave the internet tomorrow? What is his fan base going to do if he dies tomorrow? What's Catherine going to do if he dies tomorrow? What is his parents going to do if he dies tomorrow? See, he can't tell you that. See, he can go ahead and visualize if, when his parents finally pass away, or if Catherine, leaves, or whatever the case may be. But what happens if he passes away? Think about that.
How about this? Anything that was ever taken from my own live streams that I uploaded is obviously true. Anything else you've heard outside of there is bullshit. Speculation. It's nonsense. So why would I react to it? It's bullshit. I will react to real stuff. I will not react to bullshit. There's no point. Because the bullshit is a never-ending amount of, it's a fountain of bullshit, right? It's a big erupting volcano of bullshit, just squirting and covering everything with anal ass waste, right? Who wants to be involved in that? I don't. That's for sure. Why do you think that someone like Frederick Knudsen doesn't get himself involved in that kind of shit, right? He did
Actually, Robert, you bring up a very good point. Because Phil doesn't own that house, if he does pass away, you're right. I think you might be right. If Catherine can't come up with the money to pay off or to continue to make the payments, I think they lose the house. I think you're absolutely right. And I don't see Phil's parents stepping in at that point because they don't need a house on the other side of the country. So think about that for a minute. All of Phil's... Good job, Robert. Thank you so very much for because you just inspired me with another thought. If DSP passes away, the house is essentially done for, unless, like I said, unless they're willing to pick up the payments and then try to sell it, whatever. But what happens to Phil's stuff? What happens to all the bullshit that he has cherished, or that he puts on this pedestal that represents his legacy? Right? What happens to all of that? All those arcade sticks, all those broken statues, this furniture, all that shit gets fire saled, essentially. And I'm sure the proceeds probably go to Catherine. But what happens to all of that? Let's go ahead and continue that frame of thought chat with YouTube, for example. Most detractors, as far as I know, have all of their videos, or at least the majority of them, saved on a hard drive or an external or whatever the case may be, and they can put it on another site. You know, BitChute. You have a bunch of options. If DSP, it's not even DSP. If YouTube, for whatever reason, shuts down in 5 years, then what? His whole legacy is here. All of it. Now, yes, most of you can say, oh, well, wait a second. Doesn't he have a bunch of external hard drives that have all of his videos on it? Yes. How much do you guys want to bet that any of that stuff is labeled, dated, or any of that? Anybody want to take some bets on that? No? Okay, let's go ahead and go a little further. How many of those hard drives even still work? And I'm talking back in 2009, 2010. The way this slob lives. How much of that content do you think still exists? You know what I'm saying? When YouTube shuts down, he's done. Everything he quote unquote built, his legacy, all that shit is gone. And what's he gonna do? Scramble to go to another site and put all of his stuff up there? You gotta get monetized first. You gotta build a following. And with YouTube not being around, how many people from YouTube are really going to follow you over there? A couple hundred people? Maybe? So now what? Everything this man has, and I use the term man loosely, everything he has is literally in the hands of somebody else. Excuse me. It's in control of someone else. He essentially owns nothing. If you really think about it. He owns nothing. And it can be taken away from him just like that. Blip. Thanos. YouTube ad revenue at one time. Thanos. His Twitch partnership. Thanos. Machinima. And down the line. Look at how fragile his business was. That all that happened. All of that was taken away from him. Just like that. And he couldn't do anything to stop it. He didn't even do anything to prevent it. Something to think about.
He covered the facts. What's he going to do? Everything else is speculation. No corroborating evidence of anything. Just, coincidence and conspiracy. So why would you even make a video about that? It's not true. You can't prove any of it, so why would you make videos about it? If you're someone who's a professional, someone who's aiming to make content that's valid, you stay the path of fact. You can corroborate everything that's said in the original video because it's all right there. It's fact. It's on the internet. I uploaded it. All the other shit afterwards is not. So why would you waste time with that? Right? Unreal. No, Snow Carly, you're an idiot. Seriously. You're a fucking idiot. What did I just say? People ignore everything I say. Said, well, if he made a recent video, wouldn't it be full of all that? No, I spoke with him. He says he's not interested in bullshit, baseless internet drama. That's why he's not making an updated video on me, because there's nothing to make a video on, because he's not interested in internet drama. His video was a factual documentary about my history. It wasn't supposed to be an internet drama.
Absolutely.
Video.
His house of cards is going to definitely fall. Like, it already is, but it's definitely going to fall. And he's going to have no way out because he has nothing in savings because he doesn't believe in saving any money. And let's see, Meth Bear, you said he definitely doesn't have a will. He definitely does not have a will or a trust or anything. DSP literally falls into one of these sociopaths. He's a narcissist, to be honest with you. He's one of these. He has sociopathic tendencies certainly. But anyway, he's one of these narcissists that he believes he can live forever. So hell no, he doesn't have a will. And even if he did, who would he leave it to? He has no kids. He has no descendants. He doesn't have a real legacy is what I'm trying to say. So who's he going to leave it to? Catherine? He don't trust Catherine like that. How do you... I've been thinking about this for a while, but I was going to save it for the Catherine DSP stream. But let's go ahead and let one of the cats out of the bag. How much trust do you think DSP actually has in Catherine? I want you to really, really think about this. Now remember... Our first correspondence, or our first proof of correspondence between DSP and Catherine happened June 1st of 2017 on Twitter, right? Or the first week of June. That's the first public correspondence between the two of them. My theory is he's been talking to Catherine since the beginning of 2017. But whatever. But let's start from what we can establish. June 1st of 2017, or at least the first week. Okay, that's when we know for sure. He ends up talking about her moving in like December, like November or December of 2017. This girl actually moved in February of 2018. He never spoke to her on the phone, and even more importantly than that, let me go back a little bit. This chick randomly showed up to, not randomly, he had this woman come out and meet him, this girl that he don't know, right? He really don't know her, don't know shit. He had this girl come out and stay with him 3 or 4 times before she finally moved in. And he only been corresponding with her probably on Twitter and probably through text messages. And that's it. He knows nothing about her. That chick could have been completely fucking psycho and slit his throat at night or some shit. You don't know what people are at, you know what I'm saying, that you barely know. So how the fuck were you going to make that happen? But he was so desperate that he was willing to gamble. When you don't have any choices, or if you don't have any options, you have to take a chance. And that's what he did. And now look at him. Yes, he didn't physically get hurt. Congratulations. But mentally, he's fucked. And he has been for a long time. It was bad enough that Panda castrated him on the way out. But you can tell that Catherine has had an effect on him that has not been all culture, if you will, in her time there. He don't know that woman. He really don't. It's like a one-night stand, and then the girl stays there for a year. She never really leaves. That's kind of scary. And what kind of person does that? And don't be wrong, there are plenty of stories of plenty of people meeting with each other and after a couple weeks moving in or whatever the case may be. He probably didn't even have that much time. He was trying to move her into the snort fort almost immediately. What kind of person in their right mind would do that?
You understand? But people tried to turn it into that, and it's not. That's not what it is. Take a look at the stuff he puts on his channel. He's got a documentary about Deep Blue on there that's really well researched and well done. He's got other things on there that are all historical. It's actual history. It's not meant to be internet drama. It's not. So what are you talking about? You're an idiot. God. Well, Yo did a $1.50 tip and says, the reason why I'm not into your down the rabbit hole members goal, it kind of feeds to a slippery slope of giving into drama, maybe not with your video, but how people are already asking for wings and detractor videos. And here's the thing, I'm never going to be doing the bullshit videos. If there's something there, again, of substance, okay. Wings is literally giving me the nod of approval saying, go ahead and watch the video. To me, that says he feels that it's truthful, right? He feels that there's enough there that it's a valid video that I should watch it. Maybe it's accurately covering his history as a content creator. That's what I'm assuming, right? Mine mostly did that. Like I said, there's a few things here or there that are worth correcting, but for the most part, it's a good video. So
now let chat walk with me on this, because I need another snort bucks anyway. So you know what I'm saying, I'm paying, so you guys might as well just go ahead and take a walk with me. What was one of the main draws that Rich from Review Tech USA wanted from DSP to come in on his podcast? Absolutely, definitely mental gymnastics. But what was one of the main things that Rich wanted from DSP to come on his podcast? He wanted DSP to talk about his time as a content creator. Big ups to Sunspot Gallery. He wanted him to talk about his content. He wanted him to talk about what was it like to be a content creator in the early days and how it's changed from then till now. He wants him to talk about the drama. He wants him to talk about the bullshit. You have fallen. Why did you fall? Talk about some of the things that you did wrong and how they could have been corrected. Would you have corrected any of those mistakes? This right here, that right there in itself is worthwhile to hear on some type of level. DSP says, oh, well, if he wants to talk about video games, we can talk about video games. Other than that, there's nothing of substance that we should talk about. When in actuality, him and Rich have a lot in common. A lot in common. And Rich has a much larger platform. The thing is DSP can't persuade, or he can't bully, or he can't intimidate Rich into doing what he wants. The same thing that he tried to pull with the Drunken Peasants, which, if I remember correctly, the Drunken Peasants are beefing with Ralph right now, too, now that I think about it. Allegedly. There's some type of issue going on with that. I'll look into that further. But same thing with that opportunity with the Drunken Peasants. The same thing, quote unquote, that you could have said about the podcast that he could have had with Wings. You keep crying and complaining about all this drama and all this bullshit. No one wants to listen to you. They only want to listen to the tractor content. Everybody I've named, except for the Drunken Peasants, are bigger than you. And even then, the Drunken Peasants have a bigger reach than you, though, for sure. They have a further reach, I should say, than you. So, what is preventing you from going out there and trying to straighten all this out? This whole one-man army bullshit, this whole I'm the lucky one, I'm the one in a million, yada, 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 means nothing. Means nothing. You've had the opportunities to go ahead and straighten these stories out, and you never did. So that's on you. So you can't cry and complain because no one wants to fucking watch your down the rabbit hole, or let me reword that. No one wants to watch you review your own down the rabbit hole because no one trusts you anyway. And as most people point out, the information is not a big fucking deal. And there's nothing that you can really add to it that some detractor who hasn't already gone out of his way to take the time to look the shit up hasn't already done. That's his problem. And he knows it. That's why we're doing this whole bullshit with Wings. He needs this Wings down the rabbit hole tomorrow to pop off. If not, he's going to have problems. And it's not just selling the down the rabbit hole, it's whatever reactionary content in air quotes he plans to do later on down the line, which is more than likely going to fail either which way. But let's continue.
You know what I mean? There's a difference there between I'm watching a documentary on stuff that actually happened versus someone who's just lying and making shit up. You know what I'm saying? No, Snow Carly, you're an idiot. Seriously. You're a fucking idiot. What did I just say? People ignore everything I say. So, well, if he made a recent video, wouldn't it be full of all that? No, I spoke with him. He says he's not interested in bullshit, baseless internet drama. That's why he's not making an updated video on me, because there's nothing to make a video on, because he's not interested in internet drama. His video was a factual documentary about my history. It wasn't supposed to be an internet drama video. You understand? But people tried to turn it into that. And it's not. That's not what it is. Take a look at the stuff he puts on his channel. He's got a documentary about Deep Blue on there. That's really well researched and well done. He's got other things on there that are all historical. It's actual history. It's not meant to be internet drama.
Now, DSP kind of exposed himself here. I'll try to go back and see if I can find it. But it sounds like he tried to probe Frederick to see if he was going to actually do a follow-up on him. on more recent content, I should say. So this right here should give you guys another avenue or another frame of mind, if you will, going forward. He sounds kind of scared. Or let's not say scared. He always sounds scared, but to be honest with you. But he sounds very concerned. Because, think about it. He's the one who has promoted so far that, Frederick built his channel on DSP's back. Well, who's to say he wouldn't want a round two? It sounds like that's the reason why DSP reached out to him. It wasn't just to get his permission. It was him trying to open up dialogue to see what Frederick's thinking. Now, I don't know if he thinks that Frederick is in the slumps right now, and none of his content's really popping off, and that's why he needs the DSP stimulus package. I don't know. But that's kind of the way he's making it sound. It's almost like he damn near told Frederick that he had to make a blood oath to him that there would never be a follow-up. And think about it. If 6 million people saw what Frederick put in that video and they judge, quote-unquote, DSP on who he is, just imagine Frederick making another hour-long video. It doesn't have to be 2 hours. But imagine Frederick doing an hour-long video on DSP. A 2-hour-long video. Going over the bankruptcy. Going over the foreclosure. Going over the escort saga. That would, in Phil's eyes, that would ruin him. If not worse. So that's what it really kind of sounds like he was doing. It sounds like he was probing him. He was probing Frederick to try to find out what did he know, what he didn't know, and if he was willing to do it. Something to think about.
Because he's not interested in internet drama. His video was a factual documentary about my history. It wasn't supposed to be an internet drama video. You understand? But people tried to turn it into that. And it's not. That's not what it is. Take a look at the stuff he puts on his channel. He's got a documentary about Deep Blue on there. That's really well researched and well done. He's got other things on there that are all historical. It's actual history. It's not meant to be internet drama. It's not. So what are you talking about? You're an idiot. God. Protusum Zone says, I should set a date for this video, have beers, and order out and make it a fun event. Yeah? You mean the Wings video. The Down the Rabbit Hole video. Like, actually, like, make it, like, plan it out. Have a special day for it. Order some food, rise, have some drinks and food while we're watching it together, and I'm reacting to it. Yeah. I don't know if... See, here's the thing. If I did that, would anyone care? And I mean this, like, would the attendance be high? Possibly, yes. Would the drama be high? I'm sure idiots would try to make drama out of it. But would it be something productive for my business? Keep in mind, this is not just me dicking around on the internet. This is a business I'm operating here. That's why when this is low and the super chats are almost non-existent and it's a slow night, it actually hurts me. It literally, a night like tonight hurts me bad. Because I'm like, damn, here's a night when I was here 2 hours like I usually am working and it's a slow night. Like, what happened, right? And I wish that I could change. I can't change that. You know what I mean? I don't know what to do. Obviously, we had a good time here interacting. We had a good conversation or whatever, right? But
okay, so was that not good enough for you? You made $26 over 2 hours or whatever the case may be or whatever the situation was. You could have made nothing. We've seen that before. It's been few and far between. But you could have made nothing. And then, yet again, we're not counting super chats, so who knows how much you made on that. But here's the point. We could have made nothing. No one owes you anything at all. This is all free content on the internet. Whether you're doing this as your for a living, this is, passive income or second income or whatever you want to call it. No one owes you anything. They don't owe you a goddamn thing. You're supposed to be the entertainer. Entertain. And if people feel the need to go ahead and contribute to that, great. If they can do it that night, they can do it the next day, they can do it next week, they can do it next month. Period. No one is owed anything at all. So you can't sit there and say, I don't understand what the problem is. I don't know what I did wrong. You guys came here, you guys said you're having a good time, so why aren't you fucking paying me? Because they don't have to. They don't fucking have to. They don't fucking have to. No one should show up to anybody's stream or anybody's YouTube video or whatever and feel like, oh, I have to give you money so you can keep going for your business. How come no one else says that? Or let's reword that. How come there aren't as many people? Let's reword that. Why aren't there more people who are saying this then, if that's the case? There's a lot of people online who make a lot of money doing what they're doing. Why don't they sit there and say, hey, this is my business and I need you guys to make sure you're clicking ads. I need you guys to make sure that you're contributing to my PayPal or giving me money through Patreon or through Streamlabs or through Stream Elements or whatever. Why don't you hear more content creators do that? Why don't you hear anybody in the detractor community saying that? Someone point out one detractor that's doing that, please. Please. And I will take your word for it. I will take it as the gospel. If anybody points one person out. Just one person. Name one person that you've heard beg for any of that. Please. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll continue to wait, but you've never heard... The point I'm trying to make is you've never heard that. Really? Have I done it? Maybe I have done it. I don't know. That's possible. I guess maybe did I demand a cup of coffee? Okay, I might have. Okay, so fair enough. I might have done it. Fair enough. Fair enough. I might have done it. But okay, what respectable detractor have you heard do it? Let's do that. I got that caveat. Name one respectable detractor that's ever done that. You can't think of anybody because it hasn't happened. Think of whoever your favorite content creator is. Let's move out of detractors now and move into something else. Name a respectable detractor or a respectable content creator who's done that. Have you ever heard PewDiePie do that? Markiplier? Have you heard anybody of substance do that? You want to know why? Because men and women of substance don't need to do that. If you believe in your content and people believe in your content, you're fine. You're fine. And if not, especially if you're someone of substance, there are other avenues to get that type of financial support, if you will. DSP had opportunities to do that, and he chose not to. He felt that it was beneath him. This is the same idiot who attacked Angry Joe for collecting donations through PayPal when he was on Twitch, because Phil was like, why does he need to do that if he's making all that money off ad revenue? Why does he need to be over there on Twitch asking people to give money to his PayPal? That's him. That right there was the same silly-ass argument that Rich from Review Tech USA hit Keemstar for a number of years ago as well. Lol cows who, flock together, do all that. Apparently shit together too. Same concept. So keep that in mind.
I don't know. See, Protusum says, well, the more people watching, the more donations you'll get. I don't believe that at all. That's not a correct assessment whatsoever in my experience, especially these days. These days, I could have low attendance and still get tons of support. And then I could have a stream with a bajillion people watching and no support. I've had both, In this case, you're bringing in people who are drama. People here for drama. Oh, I don't care. You don't care about quality content. I just want drama. Those aren't.
But if the drama is as he said before, low quality content, then why are you doing it? Think about what he just said. No one cares about the quality content; they care about the drama. Then why are you doing the drama content then?
And I wish that I could change. I can't change that. You know what I mean? I don't know what to do. Obviously, we had a good time here interacting. We had a good conversation or whatever, right? But I don't know. See, Protusum says, well, the more people watching, the more donations you'll get. I don't believe that at all. That's not a correct assessment whatsoever in my experience, especially these days. These days, I could have low attendance and still get tons of support. And then I could have a stream with a bajillion people watching and no support. I've had both, In this case, you're bringing in people who are drama. People here for drama. Oh, I don't care. You don't care about quality content. I just want drama. Those aren't necessarily people who are going to support you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those people are just there for drama reasons, drama's sake. And I really don't know how that's going to really help. Being honest, I mean, we could give it a shot and just see, but I don't really necessarily think this is going to be something special. Again, to me, it's just like, I'll do it if you guys really want it. I don't see the big deal. But you guys seem to think it's some kind of a big deal. I don't think so. I'm not going to have Wings on with me. This is not Wings' video. It's my stream and my content. Wings is not going to be on this with me. What are you talking about? Now people are really moving the goalpost. Oh, well, we want to see you do the reaction to the video. Oh, wait, Wings is going to be on that with you, right? No. No. No.
And that's why he's failed. Now, here's the thing. Because this idiot can only see the glass half full. Or just empty or just outright empty. No one's saying that he has to do a reaction with Wings on Saturday. What people are putting feelers out for is, okay, well, you're going to do this video or whatever. You're going to react to this video. Would you consider doing a watch along with Wings later on down the line? That could be entertaining. Now, granted, I feel like that's going to flop too because you got two people. One hates the other. Don't get it twisted. DSP hates Wings. And Wings will do whatever he has to accommodate DSP. At the same time, he will eventually throw some shots at him because Wings doesn't know how not to do that. So now you're just going to have two people that are just incredibly uncomfortable with each other trying to get through a video that's incredibly uncomfortable for one person already while the other person tried to profit off of it. That's crazy. And yet it becomes weird because he's making it weird. It's my video, it's my stream, it's not your video. Because if it was your video, you wouldn't have had to go to Wings and suck him off to see if you could use it. If you could have his okay. If you could have his lol-cal brother blessing, if you will. If it was yours. Maybe we don't know what yours means. I understand that you share your wife, but that doesn't... I already told you, that ain't yours. You share that. You can't handle it. Low testosterone or whatever. Yet another thing that you and Wings have in common. Rich too. So maybe... you guys have that, and it's amazing how Mr. Do I look 5'1" to you, bitch? It's amazing how he has more testosterone than all y'all. Whatever, that's semantics, I guess. But there's that. There's a lot that you and Wings have in common, and maybe having that perspective would work out. Maybe, just saying. But nothing is yours. Okay, if you have to run out there and ask another man or woman for something, then it's not yours.
What are you talking about? I thought Wings already reacted to it. He did, right? I thought he already did one. I thought people had told me that eventually he had actually reacted to his video, and that was one of the ideas that people had that I should react to.
And Adam, if that's the case, Wings' community does go hard. That's just a whole other conversation in itself. That is next level shit what they do. And DSP don't want none of that. He doesn't want any of that. So why are we reacting to this video anyway? Why would he want that? Now, granted, there's already, I was going to say cross-pollination, but there's already, crossover between the DSP, the Wings community, the low-tier God community, all that. There's already a bunch of crossover. So that is what that is, right? If DSP can profit off of a situation, and he probably could, then he should. If a Wings, once the Wings community figures out what's going on over there, because there's a lot going on, once they figure that out, if they wanted to target DSP, they would have done it by now. They would have done it. The new catch is, I just saw it on Josh's stream earlier, where he was fucking spurging out. Not Josh, but Pete's, Chantel, Foodie Beauty, her live-in cuck. He's the new cow, and trust me, they're gonna pull a lot of milk out of him. That's just gonna be crazy. Hey, thanks for coming by, Mitch. Have a good day, man. But he's the new cow. Pete's. He's what people are gonna milk for. So if anything else, DSP is not, I wouldn't say safer, but this is probably his best chance to get in, if you will, than ever before. Especially with some of the, for whatever reason, some of the major Wings of Redemption, trolls and detractors or whatever are all on ice right now, or at least most of them. Not everybody, but most of them. I need to look into that more to find out what was going on with that, because Lummox came back for a little while and then he's off again, and it's a mess over there. I hope they work it out. But this is his best time to get in, or at least try to. Yet again, another opportunity that will be wasted. You know what I'm saying? Like anything else. Oh, you guys have been asking me for this for 2 years. Now all of a sudden I want to do it and you guys don't want it? You got to strike when the iron's hot. Not whenever you fucking feel like it. And that's his problem. It's always been his problem. He never wants to move to let's not say move. He never wants to march to someone else's drum. Even though he relies on these people, right, for his livelihood. He wants people to move when he's ready to move. And when the interest isn't there, he gets mad. That's the same reason why he milks these games to death. To fucking death. He milks these games to shit. How many, please, anybody in chat, how many parts of Elden Ring do we have going right now? Are we in the hundreds at the very least? I'm sure we're in the hundreds, I would think. Or if not, we're close. That's insane. And yes, it's an extremely long game, especially if you're trying to go for a completist run. Sure, I understand that 100 fucking percent. How far through the game is DSP? You know what I'm saying? Like, how far? Or Metroid is actually a great example. Yes, very much so. Yeah, when you're starting to lose track, it's kind of been crazy. Oh, wow, is he still... oh, that's right, he is still playing Skyrim. I didn't even think about that. And he's playing vanilla, too. He's not even playing with any of the really good mods. He is at 100 plus. Holy shit. See, that's what I'm saying. Yikes. Yikes, here, let's keep going. But you guys get my drift, though.
I'm almost positive that's...
I'm talking about individual streams. Not individual streams, I'm sorry. Individual videos. I'm just out of curiosity. I'm sure he sunk 100 hours into that game. I'm pretty confident.
Did react to his at one point, and then people came to me and said, well, you're going to react to yours, right? I know, Jay. Yeah, Jay says you've changed. I know. I've been watching a long time. I know, and I've tried, man. I tried hard. You know, I got tired of being that kind of grumpy guy trying to do the same kind of content all the time. I did. I like what I do today way more than what I used to do. Like, in leaps and bounds today, what I do is more meaningful today than anything I did previous to being a full-time streamer. And I know that, too. That's a concern, too. Michael Kane says, you know, Wings just has so much baggage with his toxic fan base that to bring him into any stream is a huge liability. And, you know, that's what I've heard. Again, I've never watched a single piece of content Wings has put out. I want to clarify this. Not ever have I seen a piece of content he's put out. I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know anything about his trolling level. I just hear things. People tell me that it's way worse over there. Oh, my God, you know. Why don't you collaborate with him? And it's like, dude, don't collaborate with him. That's just going to open the floodgates, you know. Like, I don't have it bad enough. I don't know. All I know is what I'm told. Okay? That's all I know.
Yeah, but like I said, he's running out of options. So that wasn't even valid as far as I'm concerned. He's running out of options. All right, chat. We got one more video on the docket, and then we're gonna wrap this. Let's see here. It's a long one though. All right, so we are here with Hate Army Watch. DSP is desperate for his trolls' approval. This is from April 20th of 2022. The link will be down in the description. Now, a long-standing thought as it pertains to DSP is as the following. Yes, all of this bullshit, every time he tries to convince somebody or a group of some people about something, it's always been the detractors. And why not? Detractors are smarter, well-organized, motivated. That's not something you can say about anybody in his fan base. And he knows it. Now, maybe in his fan base back in the day, I guess, maybe some of those people were like that, but he's pushed a lot of those people out. So, why do you need to appeal to a fan base that are going to cuck out to you anyway, when you got all these able-minded and able-bodied people over here? You saw the joke I made there? That was kind of fucked up. But whatever. Sorry, not sorry. You got all these able-minded, able-bodied people over here that you really need to try to court. These are the people who are the real threat to you, not the people in your fan base. They don't care. They're okay with being lied to. They're okay with being ripped off. They don't give a shit. This group over here is what he needs to do. He can't make them go away. The reason why the playthroughs are long as fucking and boring as shit is because DSP doesn't want to, DSP is scared of this is how you don't play, and that means he's too busy trying to milk everything for every little bit he can get. He has no choice. He hasn't had a choice in a very long time. So him trying to appeal to the detractor fan base is something he's always done, which is ironic because back in 2017, 2018, when all those troll tips were coming in on Twitch, I'm sure a lot of you guys remember that. That was probably a good source of money. I don't remember who did the calculations for it back in the day, but I think someone said it probably made up about 10% of his income at that time. Some people say it was a little less, some people say it was a little more. But 10% is still 10%. And he doesn't get that anymore, I don't think. Or he certainly doesn't get it at the number that it used to be. So of course he's going to appeal to the people who have power. He's going to appeal to the people who are a threat. He's going to appeal to the people that, in a lot of ways, DSP really probably respects a lot of you, to be honest. He hates you, but he definitely respects you too. So that shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. Let's go ahead and get into this. This should be fun.
Yes! Yes! Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have a big announcement regarding this weekend, but before I get to it, I need to blow my nose. So, ladies and gentlemen, at the beginning of this month, I made an announcement. I said, I'm going to do something unprecedented. I'm going to do something I've never done before, all right? You guys have asked for it for 5 years, and I said, if we hit the members goal for this month of 400...
But see, here's the... Okay, mind the gap. That actually is an excellent point. The thing is this lame-ass schedule, right, is nothing more than snorting mirrors to cover up for his inability to do shit. Or for the things that he lacks, I should say. It's easier to regiment someone into dealing with the same mundane shit day after day after day instead of breaking out of that mold and actually trying something different and trying to improve yourself. He doesn't believe he's the problem. He believes YouTube is the problem. He believes society as a whole is the problem. He believes the general community of content creators are the problem. Streamers and video content creators as a whole. He thinks it should be back in the day where everything was stupid simplistic and someone could just pop up, put out 50 videos, make a shitload of cash, and be done. It should just be brain dead easy. When people really started to put effort in, better quality, sound quality, visual quality, people started to get into editing because they wanted to be different. They wanted to see how far they could push it. That fucked the whole thing up for DSP because now it turns into work because now it becomes competition. And DSP has never been about competition. If you go back and look at DSP in his FGC days, it proves it. He will bitch and complain at anybody and everybody who he feels has an advantage over him. That's why he hates them West Coast boys. But ain't that ironic? Because this cuck bitch ended up moving over to the West Coast anyway. Remember the same West Coast who fucked him over Evo after Evo after Evo? And even before that, they wouldn't recognize my skill. They wouldn't recognize my talent. I was worthy, I should say, of being up there with them and being called good or even great. But they wouldn't acknowledge me. So fuck those guys. But then years later, you decided to move over there? Here, let me give you another cuck story that I think is hilarious. Supposedly, actually he said this, so it's not even that I'm bullshitting you. You'll find it. He said that the Mr. Wizard, the Cannon brothers, screwed him over out of an Evo one year because they put him with, I should say, a player who he had been gaming with for the better part of a year, maybe? Or even for a couple of weeks or a couple months or whatever the case may be. And he said in the entire time that they were playing, they were practicing, whatever, this guy was literally learning all of his tactics and absorbed all of his skill. And DSP got nothing. So let's reframe that. So this guy was training with DSP for a couple months, if not for the better part of a year. With the solid purpose of defeating Phil at EVO Worlds later on that year. I want you to think about that. Let's dissect this a little bit more. You have been gaming with somebody. You've been training with someone for a very long period of time. They were able to absorb, learn, and understand everything about you, but you didn't learn a goddamn thing about them. So then when tournament time came up, they supposedly rigged the bracket so you would play this guy first round and he bodied you because he knew all of your tactics, but you knew none of his. That's not how learning works, Phil. Not at all. That's not how that works. So this is what really happened. DSP had been conditioned. That guy, did he learn some of Phil's tactics? Sure. What he really did was learn DSP's tendencies. And that's what he was able to exploit. It wasn't some fucking huge ass con job by the West Coast. It was none of that bullshit. DSP has a one-track mind. He's someone who needs he needs to be regimented. He needs to have boundaries, and he needs to be set in he needs to be put into a box. And this box, you go from one corner to the other corner to the other corner to the other corner in a sequence. He can't break that sequence. His mind doesn't work that way. That's why that fucking schedule is the way it is. So, because of that, when it comes to learning tactics or learning different types of skills, when it comes to, like, let's say a fighting game, for example, he has to go with what's the easiest thing to remember or what is overpowering, and that's it. He can't get into the complex combos. He can't get into really good setups. He can't do any of that. It's too much work. There is only I've said this before. It's essentially what Hisoka said in Hunter x Hunter. There is only so much mental capacity that people have for Nin, which is basically the power that they have in that series. And it's very easy for people to get overloaded to where you forget about the basics so you can go ahead and move forward with the shit that you're comfortable with and you think that can win. And DSP is the example of that shit. He is someone who has no mental base whatsoever. It's whatever's the easiest thing that I can do, or whatever it is that my body and my mind can do in sequence, and that's it. I don't want to have to learn anything. I don't want to have to really sit there and delve in it. Imagine you dedicating 2+ decades to Street Fighter, and you're running away from people who are half your age. Think about that. Think about every time you lose, right? You're losing to tactics that you probably shouldn't lose against. Let me give you guys a fucking great example, and it's one of my favorite examples. That's the reason why I keep using it. Goji tanks. I've seen fucking Goji tanks hit him with the same setup 3 fucking times, and DSP could do nothing about it. And it was done the exact same way. And Goji tanks did it on purpose because he was doing it with the expectation that DSP would learn and combat it with something else. Let me give you another example. You saw that same shit with Evil AJ. Evil AJ used to regiment his ass with Balrog. Or with Blanca in particular. And DSP kept falling for the setup. He kept falling for it. Or he kept falling for the trap. Like Evil AJ especially would put him into situations to make it seem like that he was vulnerable, so DSP would react the way he would want to react. And DSP did it every single goddamn time. Would almost without fail. That is insane. That is insane. And that right there is one of the basics that you're taught when you play fighting games, especially when you're playing fighting games against a person. You're not just playing against the person, you're playing against yourself. It is very easy to get yourself regimented into something and not be able to get yourself out, or not realize it until it's too late, right? And you find that in boxing. You find that in martial arts in general, where you'll have a guy go ahead and set you up, like jab, and maybe he'll go for a hook, or maybe he'll go for a straight or something, right? And if you keep letting yourself get hit by it, they'll keep doing it. But maybe, just maybe, maybe he's going to go ahead and he's going to roll with it. Or maybe he'll go ahead and lean back or whatnot. Okay, well, if you're going to lean back, then if this is mixed martial arts, you can go for like a leg sweep or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's all like trial and error, and it's all just a work in progress in real time. DSP couldn't do that. He just can't. But yet everybody else can. But so DSP wants to run around talking about fighting games these days are being dumbed down, and it's all bullshit, and it's not fair. What happened to the more technical reflexes and reactions? You have none. You have none. You don't have them now, at least. So, and where was that going to get you in the long term? Reflexes and reactions will only go so far. You memorizing a flowchart is only going to go so far. You're going to have people that are going to be able to expand upon that and build upon that. And if you can't do it, then you end up like your low-tier gods. Then you end up like your fucking DSPs, crying and complaining about how these people aren't doing anything impressive, or these people aren't doing anything that is worth me acknowledging, when you're the one who lost. You've already lost. And if you keep losing, that means I can't learn anything from you. So that means I'm wasting my time playing you, not the other way around. And that's the reason why they're laughing stocks. I mean, low-tier god, arguably has a little bit more respect. But that's the reason why DSP is a laughingstock. If he was as good as he said he was, he would be able to perform. And he couldn't. Even when he took 4th place at EVO that year, right? When Alex Valle and all the rest of those guys showed up into the hotel room where they had an actual arcade cabinet and they were like, all right then, it's time to get to work. What was DSP's first fucking excuse? Oh, I've been playing in the tournament all day, man, and I'm tired, and I just really can't do this. You took 4th. And you stayed until the tournament was over. So clearly you weren't that tired. You clearly weren't that tired. And you got manhandled. I'm sure Evil AJ's still around. At least I hope.
I was going to do a special stream where I watch and react to a video that was made about me in 2017. A video that has over 6 million views on YouTube. It is by far the most.
And that's fair too. It's very fair what's being said now, chat, that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, this isn't even an old dog, clearly, right? I mean, he looks old, and he is old from a physical standpoint, but being 40 is not old if you really think about it. But whatever. But you have a dog who thought he was above doing certain things until now he's forced to. And now it just comes across as the dog is lame, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you can only do this because that's all that's left. And that right there should hurt more than anything. So, for those people who keep perpetuating that this man has pride, if he had pride, he wouldn't be doing this. This isn't a survival mechanism. This isn't him with his back towards the wall and he's trying to fight his way out. He just has nothing left. That's what this comes down to. Okay, and all right. So I see what you're saying there, Serpent Hunter. And keep in mind, I'm not saying that 40 is old. I'm just saying that he refuses to learn. He refuses to do anything. And granted, though, too, he was like that in his 30s. And I would assume he was like that in his 20s. That's why he sticks to things that are familiar to him. That's why he uses statements like, oh, I'm coming out of my comfort zone. You play video games for a living. And if you're not playing one type of game, what is your comfort zone? If you're a variety streamer, let's say that. If you're a variety streamer, because that's one of his favorite words, or favorite quotes, I should say, then what's your comfort zone? You really shouldn't have one. Because remember, if you only play one type of game, you're limited. You're a loser. That's what he said during Street Fighter V. Oh, for all those guys in the FGC who only play Street Fighter, they can't do anything else. They're stuck with it, so they have to defend the game and say it's good. Yada, yada, yada. Yet, you see Smug playing a bunch of different fighting games and having a good time with it. You see Justin doing the same thing. Maximilian literally just only play, doesn't literally only play fighting games. He's an actual pillar in the fighting game community. And he has his fighting games as well as his other playthroughs and whatnot. That seems more like variety streaming than this idiot right here who just plays whatever the hot new release is and then fails at it miserably, dragging on a game for 4 or 5 months or whatever the nonsense is, and then tries to use the excuse that, oh, I'm playing multiple games, how do you expect me to do all this? And then, oh, well, I got to put something on the back burner, or I have to rage quit it, or whatever you want to say he does. He put himself in that hole, though. No one else did. Just because something is working really, really well for you for a while doesn't mean you can keep doing it. Eventually, you got to change up and do something else. If not, you're just going to be stagnant. And how many people are willing to deal with that? Hence the reason why the detractor community continues to grow. It's in a position where it allows you to. Everybody wants to hear something new or something different or a fresh take or whatever the case may be. That's something that should be advocated. But not for him. It's never been that way. He always reduces himself to the lowest fucking common denominator. He'll shit on something one time, and then 3 years later, oh, well, now I'm ready to do it. That's frustrating. That's frustrating. But the irony of it is, for a fan base that supposedly cares about him so much, why don't they care to say that? And when I say that, I don't mean just say it verbally. I mean say it with their wallet. Stand behind it. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's essentially being cucked by Only Iced Coffee and whoever else that are the big whales over there, because he can essentially dance the way they make him dance the way they want him to dance. And he's not getting anywhere. All those other long-term supporters are pretty much gone. He's got nothing left. He's been trained. He's been conditioned to rely on a group of people while trying to make it sound like it's the masses as a whole. It's an illusion. It's never there. And yes, at any age you can learn how to do something different, but not for DSP. He's sitting here talking about retiring from playing video games at 40. He's saying he's ready to hang it up. He's literally talking about giving it all up and moving on to something else. Because he looks at as 40 as over the hill. Oh, I'm done. I've milked gaming for everything it's worth. Time to go to something else. Who says that? Who thinks like that, I should say. But I see how I may have come across Serpent Hunter. My fault. If I had misspoke or if it came across a bit, it didn't come across as conducive as I wanted to, I should say.
Ever made about me anywhere. It is called Down the Rabbit Hole Darksydephil. It is a documentary about my early days as a content creator, all the way up through like 2017. So it's interesting because, man, it covers my rise and fall for sure. It talks about all the things I did right and all the things I did absolutely wrong in a very matter-of-fact kind of manner, although some of the things it does kind of get wrong, and other things it's kind of like half-truths because it doesn't have everything explained. I explained to you guys that this is the first time that I would consider doing something like that, because I've always said, listen, I just want to sit here and play games. But it seems like people keep saying, we want you to expand, we want you to do different kinds of content, and why don't you react to stuff that has to do with you? Makes sense, right? So I announced the goal, and first of all, people were very excited. They were, oh, this sounds great, because Phil's never done anything like this before, okay? And in reality, I think that there was a good 20, 30 people who actually did become channel members as a result of me making this announcement. They were interested in seeing me do something different and branching out. People all over the internet do this React content. I've told you guys a million times, I really don't think it has too much merit, because unless you have, like, how can I say? Unless, number one, you have completely informed, an informed mindset on what you're watching, and number two, if you are somehow have a vested interest in it. Like, that's the thing. If you either are very informed on the subject or you have a vested interest in said subject, outside of that, I don't see the point of React videos. I don't see the point of someone sitting there watching like a digital oh, Sony's new announcement video, and you just sit there like this, making faces like an asshole, right? Just to say a few things, and then all of a sudden you get a bajillion views. I think it's stupid as shit.
I think you're jealous. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and let you enjoy that cucking. When it comes to reaction videos, or when it comes to anything, he looks at everything as just as you heard there. I didn't manipulate that. Oh, I don't see how someone could do the bare minimum and yet get all those views and make all that money. When he completely ignores the fact that it's the entertainment value. People are entertained by it. It doesn't have to be logical. It doesn't have to be an analysis that breaks down every goddamn pixel of something. It just needs to be entertaining. Maybe they don't even care about the game, or they don't care about the movie, or they don't care about the show, or whatever it is that people like to react to, which is pretty much anything. It may just be entertaining, and that should be enough. I mean, you did the bare minimum for fucking over a decade, and you were rewarded for it. Why? I have no fucking clue. But you did. And now look, you got nothing to show for it. But yet you're mad because everybody else went ahead and did something else that he tried to do himself, by the way, and they were actually able to make something out of it, and you didn't. Well, you're supposed to be the exception to the rules. Maybe you should just stay in your lane if that's the case. I don't know. But you're more upset at the fact that people were able to profit off of something that you couldn't do. That's really why he's upset.
Or you have a vested interest in said subject. Outside of that, I don't see the point of React videos. I don't see the point of someone sitting there watching like a digital oh, Sony's new announcement video, and you just sit there like this,
Wait, did he say digital fountain? Or did he... Or not digital fountain, digital foundry. I felt like that's what he was about to say. But he wouldn't do that because he cucks out to them on Twitter a lot. And I know he watches their videos too. So let me see something.
Or you have a vested interest in said subject. Outside of that, I don't see the point of react videos. I don't see the point of someone sitting there watching like a digital Sony.
Yeah, he caught himself. Did anybody else catch that? I mean, it could be just me. You know what I'm saying? But I think he was getting ready to go with Digital Foundry, and I think he caught himself at the last minute. He could have just misspoke too. I do that a lot as well. So maybe I can give him a bit of leeway on it, but that sounds like where he was going with it. We'll see.
Sit there like this, making faces like an asshole, right? Just to say a few things, and then all of a sudden you get a bajillion views. I think it's stupid as shit, and I've always said that over the years. I don't agree with every single content creator out there making the laziest kind of content that could possibly be made, because I feel it is. I've always said that I feel like if you want to have a lazy day at work and you don't want to put out any effort, you make a react video. It's that simple, okay? Now,
what about the people who don't think of this as work? Maybe that's another problem that we have. Maybe we shouldn't be sitting around thinking of this as work. Why can't you just have a good time with it? But okay, whatever. Everything's dollars and cents, even though this is his hobby, and everybody else is trying to rip you off, trying to lie to you to get views and money and donations or whatever. But DSP is honest. He really, really respects the craft, and that's why he's been able to keep doing it for so long, and everybody else are just piece of shit.
There's a video that was made about me 5 years ago, and I'm thinking, listen, people have wanted me to react to it for 5 years. They keep asking, will I ever go and watch it? Will I ever talk about it? Will I ever do this? So I made this big announcement, okay? And I'm like, all right, let's do it. Frig it, let's break out, let's do something different. Obviously, I have a vested interest and knowledge on it because it's me, right? Well, at first
my bad. We have transitioned over to the Hate Army Watch video. My bad. My fault on that.
Interesting hype in this. The first 2 weeks of the month, I would say some people were very excited. And then all of a sudden, I start getting this different kind of reaction. Oh, well, the thing is, and here's how hilarious this shit is. I always call it moving the goalpost, right? Because this is exactly what happens every time that I listen to criticism and I decide to change things for the better because people want it. Then, because it's happened, the goalpost moves, okay? So the goalpost originally was, man, we wish Phil would just recognize that he's had shortcomings in the past and fess up to them, react to them, talk about them in a manner that's intelligent and interesting, and basically, you know, not act like it doesn't exist. Because right now, Phil basically just plays...
But you've been treating it for 5 years like it didn't exist. And on top of that, your description sounds boring. It doesn't sound entertaining. It sounds like you're just trying to jerk your own self off, which we've already seen that. So, so it's unnecessary. Like, if you're not going to make it entertaining, then why bother? Your fans aren't that smart. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a dick about it. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. They're not that smart. And they're not looking for that. They're really not. If you weren't such a fucking mark for yourself, and whether you fail at games or not, if you were entertaining, they would contribute more. But see, you don't want to do that because you want to try to appeal to the larger fan base or to the larger viewer base, which is the whole title of this particular Hate Army video in itself. And you're failing at it, and you've been failing at it, and that's why you're a joke on fucking Twitter. That's why someone can go ahead and make a random tweet and get like 17, 18,000 likes on that bitch. And no, it's not your fucking Oscar tweet, but who gives a shit about that now? And then someone told me you tried to retweet that tweet to try to give it more momentum, which just sounds... It just sounds sad. It sounds really, really sad. But I'm sure Mommy and Daddy Burnell are proud, though. I'm really sure that the pull-out game is not a regret, and I'm sure the swallowing wasn't a regret either. I'm sure it's not. Yikes.
About the past, in any kind of a, I don't know, revealing manner or detailed manner. He just acts like that shit never happened or says he's changed, but it would be great to go back and see him actually have a reaction to it and see what he thinks about it, right? This is what people said for a long time. So finally I say, all right, fuck it. Listen, we'll go ahead and we'll do it. And then what happens? Oh, that's not good enough. Well, even though Phil said now he's going to do it because we wanted him to do it for years and years, that video's too old. It's a video that has the most views on it. It's over 6 million fucking views. Okay?
6 million views. That's a snort. I'm sorry. I robbed you guys of a snort there. Don't worry. I'll bring it back just slightly so you guys get that. I'm going back to try to catch snorts just so people don't miss it. That's crazy. Funny though, but that's crazy. Phil, it accumulated 6 million views over 5 years. It didn't accumulate 6 million views over a year or over a day. You're trying to make it sound like essentially Gaudi Rome was built in a day, and it wasn't. All those years people asked you to respond to it or react to it, you said you didn't want to. You said it wasn't worth your time. You said it was bullshit. Those people went over there. They not only did they watch the video, but they were able to participate with people in the comment section. You missed your boat on that, and you know you did, and that's why you're giving me this ugly mug face that you probably give to your mother. You know what I'm saying? When you were going ahead and giving her the 10-year plan, if that even happened, and she probably looked at you like you were fucking nuts. That's probably what that is. It's stupid. You should have done it a long time ago. Matter of fact, it's not even that it's stupid. It's just, it's stupid to put it behind a paywall. The demand's not there. There are literally 30 or 40 videos out right now that could be, recent videos especially, that you could address. That you could put behind a paywall and people might actually pay for it. But not a 5-year video that you feel is safe, or that you feel that you can jerk your pig juices off on, and people are gonna give you ass pats for. Sorry, no, that's not how that works. But you're gonna do it anyway because you're desperate, you're scared, and you really don't have any other solutions. Because obviously you think you're gonna piggyback off that on the algorithm. You're a goddamn fool. If Ann Leet does a video to that shit, if Agent Proper does a video to that shit, if Tevin, praise be, comes back and goes over that video, or goes over your stream for that video, you're done. All it takes is one detractor to blow you up and out of that algorithm. You'll still catch your views, sure, but you will get blown the fuck up out of the algorithm. And then let me go ahead and impress upon you how retarded you are. You're so greedy and so stupid, right, that you want to go ahead and take your stream that you're about to do tomorrow and break it up into all these parts, right? All it takes is one detractor to blow up that one video, and that's it. That's all it takes. You've made it even easier. Instead of keeping that stream together as 3 or 4 hours or whatever the case may be, right? So people can come back to it, so it can add to the retention and all that bullshit. I'm sorry, stuff you don't know. I got you. I know you've been on this platform for X amount of years, but you don't understand how any of that works. No problem. I won't fill your head up with too much because it's not like there's a lot of space anyway. In any case, because you're going ahead and eliminating all of that, you're fucked. You want me to tell you how you're fucked again? Sorry, it's going to be a little bit more algorithm talk. Bear with me. You know all those likes that you keep begging for on those streams? You realize it doesn't mean jack shit of jack shit once that video gets privated, right? You essentially wasted your time. It was a short-term solution, quote unquote, and you didn't resolve anything in the long term. It means nothing. So now, when you chop that video up and put it on YouTube, now it has to start its fight all over again. So instead of you just keeping the VOD up, right, and hoping that it can piggyback its way into the algorithm like that, you're going to chop it all up and just put out brand new videos, which is going to get buried by detractor content anyway. See, if you paid more attention on Kiwi Farms or on detractor Twitter, you'd know that. Or if you talk to some of these people in the YouTube or Twitch community who actually are willing to help you, I'm not even talking about detractors, I'm just talking about other content creators. If you maybe reached out to them and asked them those things, they might have told you. Matter of fact, you could have asked Frederick that. Hey, I'm thinking about doing this reaction video. What's the best way I should go about it? Because I'm going to be streaming it. So how should I handle that after the stream? I'm sure Frederick knows. If not, he could point you in the direction of that. But see, you know so goddamn much, right? You know everything. You already have a foothold and everything. You don't need anybody's help. Yet you're begging another man to use his video. And then you're begging the next man who the video was made on if he's okay with you doing the video. Does that sound like some big brain shit on your part? Does that sound like a successful businessman? Does that sound like someone who's looking to transition? it sounds like you haven't even, your cartridge hasn't even come out the box yet. It's not even out of the plastic yet. Someone came home and they just threw the bag on the couch, and they'll get to you whenever you're ready. It's not even level 1. You just haven't even started yet. And that's what your legacy is over 14 goddamn years. You never did anything and you got lucky to profit from it. But the main point of that is you got lucky. You're a fluke. You're a poser. You're a fake. And it took a long time for people to see it. But you never really were meant to. You were never meant for greatness because you never did anything to get there. And what little foothold that you had in, you couldn't capitalize off of it because you weren't worthy of it.
In it, that basically was like, oh, here's things that concretely happened because it could be proven because there's video documentation of it, and or you could see view analytics and things that these things really happened. Okay? That's why I like the Down the Rabbit Hole videos. They're actual, at least to the extent of how far that person could do. His name's Frederick Knudsen. To the extent that he could research these topics, he's researched them and vetted the misinfo and put the real info into the videos. Okay? And if you actually look at the different situations...
Yeah, my apologies about that. That was the second time the stream has done that. We should still make it through this with hopefully with no more flutter. I don't know if you guys caught the end of my rant. If you did, you did. If you didn't, don't worry about it. I think I made my point. There should be more to come, though.
Of these videos, for the most part, he's trying to remain neutral. It's basically, he's a documentarian. He's not there to shit on anyone. He's just here to say, yeah, matter of factly, this happened. If you can believe it, this actually really happened, right? And as I watch the video more and more, okay, essentially I'm like, wow, okay, this makes sense to do now. Because now, years removed from being that kind of person who used to make that kind of content that everyone had issue with. By the way, you can hear the landscapers outside. I'm going to have to close the window. Years removed from doing that kind of content and being that kind of person, I can look back and I could say, it happened. I acknowledge it happened. I can give you a unique perspective about that time frame in my mindset, what was going through me, what my life was like, everything about that, right? Actual corroborating information, all right, about what was going on to tell you exactly what happened. And then I can say, hey, but look, here's who I was, and here's who I am. And now we can talk directly about how the things have changed, right? For the better. But that's the thing. The people who like this drama shit on the internet, that's not what they're looking for. They're not looking to look at someone who's improved or actually listen to criticism and change for the better. They just want to sit here and take a fucking shit on you. That's what drama queens on the internet do. That's what they thrive on. That's why they don't want me to watch the Down the Rabbit Hole video, because guess what? It's 5 years old, and I have changed for the better since then. And most of the topics discussed in that video...
Let me stop it there. What in the hot fuck is he talking about? They don't want me to watch the Down the Rabbit Hole? Who can stop you? Who can stop you? Just because they don't care doesn't mean you don't have to watch it. And yet again... Are you trying to court detractors, trolls, haters, and critics? Or are you doing this to try to set the record straight for the internet and your fans in general, I should say? That's kind of wild. It's kind of wild that he would admit it in such a blatant way, I should say.
Here's who I was, and here's who I am. And now we can talk directly about how the things have changed, right? For the better. But that's the thing. The people who like this drama shit on the internet, that's not what they're looking for. They're not looking to look at someone who's improved or actually listen to criticism and change for the better. They just want to sit here and take a fucking shit on you. That's what drama queens on the internet do. That's what they thrive on. That's why they don't want me to watch the Down the Rabbit Hole video, because guess what? It's 5 years old, and I have changed for the better since then. And most of the topics discussed in that video are no longer pertinent. Why? I'll tell you why. Because they have nothing to do with the current me. Nothing at all. You see? I'm going to close the window because these landscapers are being very annoying. Okay. So, that being said, you know, we're halfway through the month, and basically, members have frozen. And in fact, we had members up until like I think we were close to like 373, something like that. And all of a sudden we start going backwards. And I'm like, so this is bullshit. Because this is exactly what I was saying at the beginning of the month. It's not that, excuse me, it's not that this is a situation where people think that I'm not listening to criticism. It's not a situation where people actually care because they want to support the channel to have a goal like this happen. These are a bunch of shitheads who sit on the internet saying a bunch of negative shit about me, and they just want me to acknowledge the conspiracy, the fucking fabricated bullshit. They want me to talk about stuff recently that idiots say about me that's wrong. It's not true. But here's what they really want. They want me to actually talk about these fabricated things and somehow reveal some amazing truth that's going to be like jaw-dropping, groundbreaking, oh, this is it. Phil's been caught out red-handed for things that literally don't exist. Okay? They're hoping that something would happen like that. Why? Because that would create even more drama for them. Okay? Oh, we have infinite new content to talk about and circle jerk each other with bullshit. Okay? The difference between me doing Down the Rabbit Hole, which is a factual video. There are some things that were gotten wrong in that video, in particular, some things about the fighting game community I'd really like to clarify, because I feel like that part, there wasn't enough corroborating evidence to really vet that information. There's a clip in there.
Those starts are incredible. Holy shit. He is very, very aggravated here. Anger pig indeed. Excuse me. Sorry about that. No one's preventing him from doing this, so why do you care? Like, you should go ahead and address the current stuff, because the current stuff is relevant, to be honest with you. And you're fighting really, really hard to try to deal with the Down the Rabbit Hole, believing that in some way, shape, or form, if people were able to hear your insight on it, they may change their mindset on you. But yet again, and for the most part, just about everything about the videos that were used in Down the Rabbit Hole can be gone. Well, already has. You can go back and you can look it up. You can look it up in its full context if you really wanted that. And you're not needed. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but the truth is you're not needed. Whatever your insight or your mindset into any of that shit is not needed. It is not relevant. It's not important. I want to know about how much gin are you drinking. I want to know about what are you really getting out of WWE champions. I want to know what the fuck are you going to do if you ever get audited. That's what I want to know. Those are pertinent. That stuff means something. Not you reacting to a 5-year video that you've been crying for 5 fucking years saying that it didn't mean anything, it was bullshit. And now, 5 years later, you want to say it does mean something, it is relevant, and that's why I'm trying to give it time. God damn, is this Goudy Jesus? Are you being crucified right now? Look at you. You look like you're in such pain. Holy fuck, this is going to make a great thumbnail. Oh, this is going to be a fantastic thumbnail in the future. God damn, you look like a mess here. Ugh. Terrible. Close your mouth. For the love of God, close your mouth.
Dropping, groundbreaking, oh, this is it. Phil's been caught out red-handed for things that literally don't exist. Okay? They're hoping that something would happen like that. Why? Because that would create even more drama for them. Okay? Oh, we have infinite new content to talk about and circle jerk each other with bullshit. Okay? The difference between me doing Down the Rabbit Hole, which is a factual video. There are some things that were gotten wrong in that video, in particular, some things about the fighting game community I'd really like to clarify, because I feel like that part, there wasn't enough corroborating evidence to really vet that information. There's a clip in there that says, oh, Phil was an asshole back in his fighting game days, and then it shows a clip from like 2010, a Street Fighter 4 tournament that has nothing to do with the fighting game days. I was a YouTuber at that point.
Got you.
Known for fighting games.
I've been waiting for this. Ooh, I got you. Okay, 2010, you weren't part of the fighting game community anymore. You were a YouTuber. What the fuck were you doing at that tournament? And what the fuck were you doing holding up that tournament, recording other people's footage? Now I want to know that. Well, I've been wanting to know that. If you weren't part of the FGC no more, right? And you were booted out, and you weren't using Team Spooky right? You weren't trying to piggyback off them to try to keep you relevant with certain people so you were cool to talk to them, right? As you've been accused of doing. What the fuck were you doing at that tournament in 2010? Excuse me. If you were a YouTuber and not in the FGC, what were you doing there? First off and foremost. And I can overlook that. What were you doing over there poaching those people's footage? Were those people putting that shit online? They might have. Did they put it online that night? No, they didn't. You were, though. So if you were there as a YouTuber and everything's content with you, right? That's the reason why John and Howard couldn't just come by and chill. You guys had to be doing something that you could record. What the fuck were you doing at that guy's tournament? Recording. That's why he told you, shut the fuck up, put down the camera and play. Yeah, I want to hear that. I want to hear that explanation. I'm all for that. Goddamn.
Okay. Oh, we have infinite new content to talk about and circle jerk each other with bullshit. Okay. The difference between me doing Down the Rabbit Hole, which is a factual video. There are some things that were gotten wrong in that video, in particular, some things about the fighting game community I'd really like to clarify, because I feel like that part, there wasn't enough corroborating evidence to really vet that information. There's a clip in there that says, oh, Phil was an asshole back in his fighting game days, and then it shows a clip from like 2010, a Street Fighter 4 tournament that has nothing to do with the fighting game days. I was a YouTuber at that point. I wasn't even known for fighting games anymore. It's a completely out of context clip that's wrong. So I mean, like, I could easily add additional information and correct and make that video better by doing a reaction to it, okay? But
so
that's
all right, chat. Let's go ahead and catch up a little bit. We've established so far in our stream that Frederick basically was made off of Down the Rabbit Hole Darksydephil. DSP made him off that video. Now he's saying, oh, I can make Frederick's video better. I'm trying to put it behind a paywall so you guys can pay me to watch it. I can't seem to get you guys to do that. And I'm trying to get these detractors to let me do the video, but they're somehow preventing me from doing it. Now, we need to go with, I can make the video better. I can help Frederick continue his success by reacting to this video. I'm going to piggyback off that video in the algorithm so I can make it better. So now, anytime that anybody watches Down the Rabbit Hole, now people can go and watch my video afterwards, because it should be right behind it, and bam, now everybody will get the full story and full context between two videos. What the fuck are you going to do if Tevin or if anybody else decides to do a video on that? You are done. You are done. They're going to blow you out the fucking water if that's the case. And then, because you have resources like Pig Go, for example, where you could go back and cross-reference shit that he said by time and by date and by video, now people can go ahead and corroborate names and dates. Or dates and times, I should say. Then what the fuck are you going to do? What happens if Snorpernell, a Mr. Huffstuff, a David Davison, a Volt Boy, a Hate Watch Army, a Aqua Teal, a Forbidden Math, a Dark Surfer, if you guys haven't checked him out, check him out, or a Call of Duty, or anybody else who decides to go back and edit all of that together with dates and times? What's he going to do then? See, we're not thinking about that because he doesn't expect anybody to do it. Do you not have a grasp of the environment that you're in? This shit is called Galtopia for a reason. You have nowhere to go. You have boxed yourself in. See, you thought you were all safe and everything and cozy and comfy on Twitch until Twitch dropped you. And now you're back into the lion's den. You're back in the shark tank. Not even a tank, it's a fucking ocean. You're back in the ocean now. And as everything else around you has evolved, right? You're definitely a predator for sure. Not in that particular context. Please don't take me out of context with that. But he's definitely a predator. But you're not on the top of the food chain anymore. You're not. You're just a carcass that everybody kind of picks at. Your days are long over. So now all you can do is spawn off parasites, if you will, and go ahead and try to latch on someone else and see if you can try to get some nourishment and some substance then. But the carcass is gone. The carcass is already decayed. It's floating to the bottom of the ocean. And a whole nother ecosystem is going to go ahead and devour it and make something else out of it. And the only thing that's left of your essence is this little parasite that's trying to latch on to everything else. And how long do you think that's going to last for? So now you decided to go ahead and throw yourself into the... I want to think about what I'm getting ready to say before I say it, because I kind of want to say he's going to latch himself onto another sick individual in the hopes that he can piggyback off him and then eventually outgrow him, if you will. And I don't think you can do that. I think for the amount of disdain that Wings has on him, for all the ire that he draws upon him, I think people, especially within the Wings community, would go out of their way to make sure Wings is more successful than you. I honestly think that could be a thing. So how are you going to contend with that? Or, as we've spoken about earlier and a lot of you have brought up, what happens if a Wings troll decides to target him? What happens if you start seeing the DoorDashes randomly being delivered to his house? What happens if you start to see women being delivered to his house? What happens if you see men start to be delivered to his house that aren't Tyrone and Jim? What's he going to do then?
Not what these shitheads want. These shitheads are drama queens. They move the goalposts. Oh, finally you're going to do what we asked for 5 years. We don't want that anymore. We want you to react to this other shit now. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Seriously. And I've had enough of it. I've had enough of these idiots moving goalposts, being assholes. So it's this simple. Either we do it or we don't. I'm not doing anything else in that regard because that's a waste of my time. I'm not addressing drama that, number one, has absolutely nothing to do with this. I'm sitting right here right now and I'm doing a podcast. Okay? Right? It's a fun podcast. We have fun discussion. I talk about my game streams. We talk about gaming news, which we'll talk about later. We have Q&A. We have fun stuff every day. Then we play games. We enjoy the games, right? The shit that these idiots want me to address, okay, is so dumb. It's shit that has nothing to do with this stream nor my gameplay content. They want to delve into personal shit that has nothing to do with this. They want me to literally like talk about my personal life behind the scenes. They want me to talk about finances. They want me to talk about shit that's no one's business. No one in their right mind has a right to ask a content creator on the internet to start talking about their behind the scenes personal shit. That's their own business.
If that's the case, then you heard that chat. Let me bring it back. I'll bring it back for you real fast. No one has the right to ask a content creator about their personal shit behind the scenes. Hold that.
Personal shit that has nothing to do with this. They want me to literally like talk about my personal life behind the scenes. They want me to talk about finances. They want me to talk about shit that's no one's business. No one in their right mind has a right to ask a content creator on the internet to start talking about their behind the scenes personal shit. That's their own business. That's none of yours. Fuck
now,
you
if that's
for
the
wanting to.
that's a great pause. I wish it had a bit more clarity to it, but I'll take what I can get. If that's really the case, chat, this whole nonsense about, hey guys, I need money for supplies and groceries. I got bills that need to be paid. Jasper needs supplies. I need help with my taxes. I need the new consoles so I can keep up to date with my peers. I need the new laptop. What's the new thing that he's trying to get right now? I need a new desktop so I can finally use that Stream Deck that was given to me like 2 or 3 years ago. I want a nice new setup so I can give you guys the best streams possible. If this is his business, and that is his life, because his life is tied to his business, look at his taxes, you'll know, and look at his bankruptcy, you'll see what I'm talking about. Why is any of that being pushed on someone else? Why does another man or woman have to buy you consoles? Why does another man or woman have to buy you laptops or even desktop computers? Why do another man or woman need to take care of Catherine on your days off? Because when you're giving Phil money so him and Catherine can go out for a nice dinner or a nice lunch or a nice breakfast or all three on their days off, that's not Phil taking care of her. That's you taking care of her. That's you taking care of them. How does that happen? How the hell does he have the nerve to say, "Oh, it's not my business to it's not my business to ask questions about public documents that are out there," right? And then cross-check that with something that you said only a couple months ago, and it not coming up at all together culture, and you're gonna sit there and say, "I'm prying, I'm overstepping my boundaries," when if I come to your stream, I'm expecting to hear begging, bitching and complaining, and bad gameplay. You're begging for a reason, are you not? You're asking me for money for a reason, right? You're asking me for support, are you not? You're telling me to buy in and step up for a reason, right? And then you give me all these excuses to go along with it. Whose fault is it then? I didn't let Catherine down. I didn't let Jasper down. I can pay my bills. I can save money. I understand what a rainy day fund is. I understand how stocks and bonds, to at least a decent extent, work. Or more importantly than that, Phil, since you don't believe in stocks and bonds, I understand what personal investment is. So any and every problem that you have has what to do with me. And I didn't have to pull that out of you. You divulged that on your own. I'm sorry that you were on stream for 2 hours. You got $26, which is what, $13 an hour, and that's not good enough for you. I'm sorry that when you come up here and you're supposedly, quote unquote, handling your personal business, or you're conducting or running your business, you really just sound like an hourly employee. That's not my fault either. I don't know nothing about that. It's been a while since I had to worry about how many hours I have to work to see how my paycheck comes out. It's been a bit. Sorry. I'm sorry, Phil, but I'm not really sure. It's been a while on that. That's not my fault. It's not my fault that you supposedly have this business degree that's supposed to elevate you above other people, yet you don't really understand how business works. The social part, the financial part, and just the business part in general. That's not my problem either, nor is that my fault, but yet you seem to always have to regiment yourself and talk about it on each and every one of your streams. I didn't do that, and no one else that I know made you do that. You did that. Because there's a lot of people who work an hourly wage, I should say, and they don't complain. Whether they have problems or not, they get it done. So guess what, Phil? If your paycheck ain't looking good because you're not making enough an hour, maybe it's time to do some overtime. Maybe, Phil, that night stream isn't really relevant. Maybe we should go ahead and extend the morning stream or the first stream of the day and try to ride that wave of popularity, and then maybe cut the night stream out because people are exhausted or they're financially tapped. Maybe, just maybe, we could be a man and confront our addictions and come to the realization, what's more important to me? My pills, my drink, my golden cocks that I keep pulling, or my family? I mean, your definition of a family, of course. Which one is it? Is it going to be Jasper and Catherine and Tyrone and Jim? Or is it going to be WWE and Tangeray and your DoorDash? Which one is it? We have a lot of personal self-indulgence, or we have the supposed people that we care about. The supposed people that we love, and this is why we're doing all this. These are the people who motivate you to keep doing this each and every single day. Which one is it? See, a man can make a choice. A child can't. A child will go off impulse. A man or a woman will do what needs to be done. A child does do what they want. Not worrying about or understanding what the consequences until the consequences finally hit them. Something to think about.
To delve into someone's personal life like that. That's fucked up stuff. It really is. Okay? So, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to watch.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I muted myself. What's up, August? Let's see. What's the video where he threatened to beat the guy up for talking back at him? It was that video. It was in that Street Fighter 4 video. To be honest with you. Here, actually, give me a second. I'll see if I can try to look for it.
Videos that are complete conspiracy, speculation, slander, defamation. It's a waste of my time. There's no point, because guess what? For every one of those videos that I would watch, all right, the goalpost would be moved again anyway. oh, well, you watched it and you reacted to it and you gave some valid responses. Oh, too bad. Move it. Do this one instead. Do this now. So forget them. I don't care about those people anymore. I just don't. Eventually, I may do the video down the rabbit hole about myself. Because like I said, I think I can actually add a good amount of corroboration to some of the stuff there and agree with it. I actually think I could add additional information to some of it to kind of explain what really was happening in the full gamut of things. But also, I think there's some things I could definitely elaborate on and give you more perspective and or the truth of the situation. Because a lot of things are only half known. Okay? But outside of that, there's no way I'm going to address any of the bullshit these idiots have made up and said about me in the last few years that's wrong. It's a waste of my fucking
Okay, August, I think I got it. I'm not sure if it's going to have the full audio to it, but I will do the best that I can. It's the clip is about a minute. It's about a minute and a half long, but I think, I hope anyway, this is close to what you're looking for. This should be it. Oh no, they got me again? Oh, they got me again. Oh yeah, they Susan, no. Susan, no. Oh my god, I'm almost done. The box of wine is on the way, I promise. I swear to you, I've been a good boy. Kinda, sorta. Okay. We'll keep this going and I'll bring the video back a little longer if I need to.
Okay? So that being said, during all of this time when we were talking about me doing this down the rabbit hole reaction video, alright, it came to light, alright, hold on a second. It came to light that...
Oh, my bad. The Triforce video. You're talking about, okay, Mr. Huff Stuff has it, where he has the debate between Triforce and DSP. And I think it's like it might be like an hour plus in. I think a little more, a little less. Something along those lines. My bad. I wasn't sure because he's yelled at actually a couple of people. He yelled at He actually yelled at him and Bumpkin got into it too. He's the host of Radio Vism or Vism Radio. Alphaism Radio, I should say. Sorry, they got into it too, and whatnot. So there's a lot of there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them.
Essentially, people thought there was something else that I could do. All right, that would be interesting as well. Now, since we're already on the topic, okay. Down the Rabbit Hole actually has another video that's been made. Well, I say Down the Rabbit Hole, that's the name of the series, but Frederick Knudsen has another video that's been made that actually has more views than mine. It's actually his most viewed video he's ever made, okay, over the years. It's a video from 2 years ago, not 5, 2 years ago, all right? And this is a video where he basically went through the full history of a content creator that, for some weird fucking reason... Maybe I'll know the reason if I watch this video, but we'll talk about that in a second. For some weird reason, people always reference this content creator here on my streams. I only even know this person fucking exists because people come to this stream to reference him constantly and meme on him and do all kinds of stuff in regards to him. Most of it very, very negative. All right? Personally, I don't like it when people come on my streams and they decide to unload on a content creator. I don't like that at all, right? And especially when it's someone who, like, I don't know anything about them. I have no relation to them. I don't even really communicate or talk with them. So why are you bringing this shit up on my stream? It's just stupid. It seems like a lot of people, what happens is they go to this guy's streams, they say dumb shit, they get banned, and so they want to spill over to another stream and still talk about it. So they spill over to mine, all right? I don't mind people coming here to watch my shit. I do mind you coming here and derailing my shit. And tons of people over the years have gotten kicked out of here because they basically fucking derail all my shit. Alright? And I don't like that. It pisses me off. Alright? And at this very same time, again, I don't know anything about this guy. And it pisses me off when people come in here and they say real toxic stuff about him that I don't even understand. Right? Now, a lot of it goes right over my head. All these fucking memes and shit. I don't even get it, okay? So, the video in particular that I am referencing, I got a dead piece of skin on my finger, it's bothering me. The video in particular that I'm referencing, the most viewed video ever on that channel is Down the Rabbit Hole Wings of Redemption. Alright? Now, in truth, I have a curiosity about this video. Alright? And the reason that I have this curiosity is because you guys, again, bring this guy up so often on my streams that I have this weird curiosity to know more about the guy because I want to know why people bring him up all the time. Why? I don't get it. I kind of like, just for the sake of understanding the memes and understanding the history of this guy, right? I feel like there's a reason to do this because I want to know what the fuck you're talking about. At least if there's a perspective in place when people reference this shit, I'll at least know what you're talking about. You understand? Okay? So that's kind of like what I'm thinking here is since people want me to know about this guy and obviously understand the references, then I have to do my own research. Now, this video is 2 hours long. Okay? It's incredibly lengthy. So for me to actually do this, I almost feel like this can't even be one stream. This would have to be a commitment where, like, I'm saying, all right, we're going to watch it and we're going to, because I'm going to be pausing to talk and give commentary and add things to it, right? There's no way you're going to even get through this on one stream. It's impossible. It's too long. It's too lengthy of a video. Okay? So, I was also thinking about this. I was like, if I were to do this, how could I pull this off? And I was thinking, is there, correct me if I'm wrong, is there a web browser either on the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X, so I could just go to YouTube in the web browser, play the video on my TV, use my usual headphones to hear it, and commentate right here in my my usual setup. I wouldn't have to go over and do special shit on the PC. You could just do shit right on your console, right? Right? I'm pretty sure about this. This is the case. I haven't used it. I've owned these consoles and have not once used the browser in there, right? So is this true that you could do this? You can get the YouTube app? Oh, that makes it easy then. Yeah.
Sorry guys, I'm trying to work on the choppiness of it. It's still a work in progress. But my apologies on that. But I'm still on it.
There's a YouTube. I'm being told there's a YouTube app on all the consoles. The PS5 does not have a standard browser. Okay, so I have to get the PS5 app, test it a little bit. I'm sure it's gonna be laggy as shit. Those fucking apps always suck. They really do. But I'm sure we can make it work. Okay, both consoles have a dedicated YouTube app you can get off their stores. Okay, that's what we're gonna do then. I'm curious. I would like your guys' feedback. For those who use these apps, which do you think is better, PlayStation 5 or Xbox? Is there one that seems to run better?
Okay. Two things, chat. One, the fact that the fact that he doesn't know there's a dedicated YouTube app is kind of funny. It's not surprising that he doesn't know that. I feel like when he watches YouTube, he doesn't watch it through the app on his phone. He's watching it through a browser. So I'm not really surprised by that. And that's all based strictly on ad revenue, I promise you. Secondly, Susan might have got us. Possibly. So we can I can drop the stream now. We'll you know what I'm saying? We'll call a spade. We've had a good time, and we can pick up where we left off on the next stream, or we can. I mean, if you guys want, we can go ahead and just finish up the video, which we're about 14 minutes out, depending on what I depending on what he says next, depending on how I feel about it. I say like another half hour, if you will. So, like I said, I will definitely let the chat decide either which way. Yeah, Susan might have. Oh boy, I must have triggered somebody. I must have triggered somebody. They are not happy, not happy at all. So what would you guys like to do, chat? Here, I'll actually continue to play the video while we decide.
When I used to use these apps, they always had audio desync, and I hated that shit because they have to restart the whole app and shit. And obviously, I don't want to do that. But no, I would. Okay, Fan of Lookcraft says uses the app on PS5 and it works well. Okay. Crimson 9 says the apps work well. I use them to watch you regularly on my TV. Okay. Jade, you don't have to apologize. I know, it went bad on Monday night. It is what it is. We're moving on, man. Don't worry about that. Okay. Alright, so, that's what we'll do. If we're going to do this, I'll get an app on one of my consoles. It doesn't seem like it matters, right?
Thank you, chat. Alright, fair enough. We'll finish it out. We'll just finish it out. Holy shit, we're almost at the end. But yeah, we'll finish it out. Alright, here we go.
I'll get the app booted, and we will watch the video. Now, here's the thing. Here's the way I'm approaching it, okay? This is an experiment. This is me taking away from my usual content. This is not Phil Plays Games. This is Phil reacts to something. I don't ever even know I'm streaming. It wouldn't know I'm streaming because I don't use the fucking in console streaming. So don't worry about that. Anyway, no, what was I gonna say now? I got distracted. Hold on. Fuck. Oh, here we go. So, here's the deal. If we do this, this will be an experiment. I'm curious to see if people are interested in seeing me do something different than just the regular gameplay that I do. All right? And what we're going to do, if I do this, okay, I went behind the scenes and I contacted both Frederick Knudsen, because I'd already contacted him. As you guys know, I'd already contacted him about my own video. And I said, do I have permission to watch your video, you know, and do reactions? He said, yes. So I contacted him about this one. I said, so if you can believe it, people seem to be more interested in me watching this video than my own. And he was blown away. He's like, what? I was like, yeah. He's like, well, whatever. He's like, that's cool. Go ahead. Do it. Okay. So then, the other thing is, all right, I contacted Wings of Redemption because I'm the kind of guy that I want, if I'm going to do something like this, I want to be sure that the person who's the subject matter is okay with it. I don't want them to feel like I'm doing something that's harmful to them. Okay? Because I don't know what's in this video. There very well could be very harmful shit in this video. I don't even know. Okay? So, I wanted to make sure. And I asked him and he said, yes. He basically said, I already read this to you guys the other day. He said, go for it, make that money. As if everything is about money. It's not. It's you guys wanted something different. Obviously. Ah, my nose itches. Obviously, this is something that I want to make sure that I had everything tied up and fine. Right?
It looks like oh boy, this is gonna be tough. All right, here we go.
And he said yes. So we're greenlit essentially. Okay, by the way, I gotta open the window again because now it's stuffy in here again. Let me open the window. They might come back, the landscapers. Okay. You gotta be kidding me. As soon as I opened it, I hear them. Never mind.
Wings 007 had Wings 007 had correspondence with DSP? Oh, that might be interesting. Holy shit. But he leaked them by accident. Oh, he leaked them by accident. Oh, that might be something I'm interested in seeing. Holy shit.
I'm not even kidding. I opened up the fucking window and the landscapers turned on their goddamn weed whackers again. Okay. And I swear they're up there just looking like this. They're looking at the window. And he opened his window. Here we go, guys. I swear to God, every fucking week it's like this. Anyway. So we're greenlit. I can do this. So how will we do it? Alright? It'll be like a normal stream, but instead of playing games after the pre-stream, we'll boot up the YouTube app on the console. We'll boot up the video. We'll start watching. I'll be just like I usually am on a stream. We'll watch the video, and I'll be on, you know, in the face cam, and I'll pause and react. I'll talk about it. Every once in a while, I'll tell you what I think about each situation. All right? Okay, now, a few very important things to say about this. Okay? Is this something that I'm going to continue in the future doing? All right? I don't even know if it's something that I'm going to continue to finish now. Because like I said, this video is over 2 hours long. A typical stream for me is about 3 hours of gameplay plus a break. So it's about 3.5 hours. In 3.5 hours with my commentary and everything, all right, that I'm going to do, could I even get through this whole video? I don't even know. This might have to be a multiple part situation where I do it in like hour increments, but then we split it up. You see what I'm saying? So I might not even finish this video in one sitting. It may have to be multiple streams, okay? Now, the thing is, if I was going to do a member's goal to watch my own video, that's one thing, all right? I would not feel safe. Excuse me.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna have to... Holy shit. Okay, chat. I'm gonna have to cut it here. Just because. Not just because. I mean, I'm doing it for... I'm actually doing it for a purpose. I'm gonna have to cut this. That blows, but that's an oversight on my part. I'll make this up to you, chat. And to everybody who's watching later on after the fact, I'll make this up to you. Alright, so... We're at the 8-minute mark. I mean, I can always go back over it, so... No worries. Alright, no worries. Like I said, I'll make this up to you. Because Susan is not playing any fucking games. And so, let's go ahead and wrap this up and whatnot. You're right. Maybe I should have had the snort bucks delivered to her. And, yikes. I thought she could wait. Big ups to Aqua, Teal, and Hate Army Watch. Yet again, we'll see about this nonsense and where that goes. If I'm correct, at least I think I just saw it. I think Ann Leet is actually going to go ahead and go over the Wings of Redemption down the rabbit hole. So you guys can definitely check that out when he goes live, and see what's what with that. Should be entertaining. I'm not sure how familiar he is with Wings, but you can always learn. So no worries. Let's go ahead and cut that. And let me give you guys a song to play out. And my apologies about the not being able to finish the stream off. But yeah, I can't. I feel better about actually trying to correct it than let it keep going the way it is. At least at the moment. So let's see. What can I give you? What can I get you? Do I have something for this? Yes. We'll do that. Alright, chat. Yet again, thank you guys very much for coming out. Like I said, sorry about this. I'll make it up to you, though. Even though, like I said, we were in the last, 8 minutes of the video, I guess. I mean, like I said, I can always redo it. So no worries. And, like I said, enjoy your Friday. Like I said, have a good time and whatnot. And I'll catch you guys whenever the next video will be. Not sure when yet. But, let's see what we're going to play out. Let's do this. The first one I started with. Alright, chat. I'll take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you guys later.